Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is fucking talking shit with Eagle, episode 372. How you guys doing tonight? Hopefully you guys had a great fucking Monday. Great Monday. Get my chat going here. Things all popped out and popped up. Get top chat going. What up, Johnny Canna first up in chat. Redpill. What's up, X-Elite? How you doing? Come on, chat. Mouse is fucking sticky as fuck. Some shit. Got hash all over bottom. How you guys doing? What are you smoking on? Got 7 currently in the house. Ancient Soul Homegrown. It's got me babbling in the background. That's what I'm hearing. What's up, GMO? Southern VT. Hopefully you're doing well. Sini, Kim Jam McBody Face, John, Australian Grown. How you guys doing? Where the fuck is Jack Greenstuff, damn it? He's been around a minute. Calling you, Jack. I gotta give me something rolled up. Shit over here. Hand rolling tonight. On my bola. Summer gone, huh? Automation is freedom. Cheers to you, my friend. I believe I'm picking out some Southern or Twisted TK smoke on tonight. Of course. Right now, right there. I don't think so. Ever fucking focus. Can't, it's just not that hard. Voodoo Ultras, how you doing? How you doing tonight? Just make the camera that fucking focuses. Oh, Australian grown Voodoo Ultras. I think Smiley will be popping in here shortly. Why am I on fucking Top Chat? Jeez. Next question. Why am I on Top Chat? Have you tried the organic run? I have. It turned out very nice, to be honest with you, John. Things move faster out here. Johnny Canseed popping in. Go ahead and let John in. This here.
What's up?
What's up, Johnny? How you doing?
How you doing, brother? Good to see you. How was your day?
Not so bad. Not so bad.
Awesome.
Wasn't nearly as sore as I thought I would be.
Yeah.
Genetics.
You work your ass off today?
No. From the tattoo yesterday.
Oh, that's right. You had a setting. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So which one did you have worked on?
My left side ribs.
Oh,
midway through the Buddha. Or Shiva. It's not a Buddha. I don't know why I said that. It's Shiva the Destroyer on my side.
Is that one the red one that I seen?
No, that's an older one. That's the demon.
Okay.
It's on the opposite side.
Is she gonna be blue, kind of bluish green kind of looking, or
black and gray, probably.
black and gray? Okay.
Yeah. Black and gray. Miss Madam
That's a
T.
wicked one, man. A lot of arms come at you with all kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
In this photo, you can only really see three. There's two
Let me
on the
see.
one side that you can see very pretty good, and there's one, and then like that one's kind of hidden, but like on its knee. So they're there. They're not all spread out like some of them. You see, he's got them
Like
all.
8 of them.
You know,
Yeah, like 8 of them
yeah.
or something like that. Yeah,
It's not.
it's a
It's
lot of
not
arms.
that much. Yeah, yeah. I thought about that one, but I couldn't see it in the grand scheme of things.
A whole lot of extra work too.
Well, yeah, I guess. I guess.
Well, but you enjoy it, so you know it is what it is. So I'm smoking on some Sunny and Kazoo tonight. Would you say you were smoking on before I jumped out?
Some twisted TKs what I'm rolling up tonight from
Twisted
Southern BT Southern Genetics. I think he's changed it to something
Can you
else.
see that okay?
Went down.
Oh.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Looks pretty dense. Nice orange hairs.
She went bouncing down on the table here. That was one of the
Cheers
top
to you.
little cola signs.
Think Yoda or Yoda grows. Cheers to you as well.
Yeah, I went through an episode the other night. Took me out
No.
quick.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. It just hit me all of a sudden, and I ended up throwing up for a while. It's kind of how it goes.
I think
My dog was right there with me the whole time. I think it might have been stress that did that, because I was pretty stressed out about a few things, and sometimes that'll take my digestive tract and just spin it up to the point where I can't stop it from doing whatever it's going to do.
Definitely relate to that.
Because I was drinking nothing but water all day, and no soda of any sort. So I don't even understand how that happened. Kind of came on quick and sudden. But that's the nature of that beast. It comes on like that. So I popped 3 beans of Jesus OG and 3 beans of AFU Overdrive and 100% poppage. Seedlings growing up to add to my plethora of other things that I got going on. Sometimes I feel like I'm biting off too much. Strings. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Miranda Family Farms said, hey, you need some fire in your garden. And so he sent me that stuff. He gifted me those. That was, what a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Miranda Family Farms. Awesome, dude. Love what he's doing with the, I saw that you popped the, or got the beans wet.
Yep. Got the Colombian wet. Smiley should have received Jack Straw today.
Exciting stuff, man. DOA strain in the works. That's what I'm talking about.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it.
And I grew some was in chat the other night. I was going to try to get a hold of him, but I didn't get a chance to yet. But at one point, DOA asked him to do a slap for him. And it was the one where he was actually reaching up out of the grave with a cola in his hand. You know? Freaking guy, he already knew what was going on, you know? But I think I think that would be a blessing if he would do the slaps or the sticker for the package, or to represent the strain,
That's a
like
long way
T-Dog
down
does.
the road.
Oh, I know, but
That's a
but
while
still,
down the road, but yeah, it would be nice.
no, I understand that, but still, I would like him to be the guy that does that, to do the representation of it, because DOA actually asked him to do that
Oh,
for him. So I'm hoping that he sees this and he will be the man for the task. I really
hey,
appreciate
Smiley.
the slap that he did for me. Yeah,
It's too moved.
I am
Cheers
gonna
to
rip
you
this
as well.
up here.
Comfortably numb, slowly popping in. Martial artist 2012. Oh, slow roll call. Cheers, yeah.
Yeah, I saw Smiley's his garden today. That looked really good. Someday I want to have a flowing garden like that.
Just had that kind of space again.
Yeah, it's amazing. So he was talking about that. Did that used to be a milk barn or something like that, or?
I don't know. It's popping in. I think that's what he was kind of assuming.
What's up, Smiley?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Props on that garden.
Not too much.
Looking sharp.
Thanks, brother.
The Jilly Bean is just, I think she's a needy lady.
I think so too. I think they're really hungry. So
I think so. I've noticed a lot of nitrogen deficiency in mine. So even though I'm plugging the leaves right back down into the soil, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say, really. I think it's way off. I think I'm gonna have another test that's gonna be like way low and a bunch of stuff. So
I'm interested to see what's going on, because I noticed the same thing on mine. I mean, I ran one all the way through already, and I got a second one coming up to finish here, and it's doing the same thing. It's got the a lot of yellow stuff going on, and it seems like it doesn't have enough food or something.
yeah, I think that's what it is. Really, ultimately, it's just kind of running out of its all around its food. I don't know that it's just one or the other. That's why I'm not really trying to go after it nutritionally, because I think it's a multitude of things, and I don't want to try to, I don't know, man. It's one of them. I think it's gonna ride out fine. You know what I'm saying? And I think if I go in there and I start fucking with shit, like trying to add shit or water with shit, it's like I think at a certain point you're kind of like in a tailspin. You're just gonna get spinning faster, right? Like it's like I don't know.
Yeah, it'll flat spin out of control.
Yeah, just gotta let it settle down a little bit. At least that's my line of thinking on it, I guess.
Well, I'm curious to see what your readout is on the soil.
Yeah.
For what it's deficient, as far as, instead of chasing it, it'd be a good idea to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I noticed she's very needy. She's more needy than
Is this a good time to
I
say
can do.
From the salt grower?
What's that? Sure.
That big girl back there didn't have a fucking problem. She's not deficient in anything.
That's awesome.
Just saying.
Oh, no doubt, man. You're adding it every day. So just saying.
Well, you're true. You're right. You're right.
It's a different game. It for sure is, man. It's I don't know. People make it out like, oh, organics is so much easier and all that, and it can be. Don't get that wrong. But depending how you're doing it, it can be kind of difficult too.
So
But
with
it's
that being
also a
said,
slower
Smiley,
correction too.
with that being said, though, with the new run, with the new soil, it's in the garden now, and I'm not expecting, no necessarily deficiencies out of this necessarily because it's all new soil first round. I much enjoyed running through here and watering in about fucking 5-10 minutes with the garden hose, just fucking done. So that I gotta admit
Convenient.
that was fucking really nice. Yeah, there was no mixing up shit. Just ran around with because seriously, I got that hose on. It's on that RP filter, so I just run around here and fucking. I don't necessarily even worry about that pH out of that.
I don't know if that picture
Mini
comes through,
sauce.
Johnny, but as far as like having a faster reaction, there is an abrupt purple stem on the bottom of that. There's an abrupt line where it goes to green, and it is green growth right above that. So as far as being able to adjust what happens in there, I don't know that that's exactly true either, because that
adjusted well.
That's after one foliar spray. So like, I don't know.
That's a great picture. I like that. That really shows a difference right there. Yeah, you can see it got to that node and it just said, okay, I'm doing something different from this point on. Yeah, I like that.
So, yeah.
It changed its attitude, Smiley. That was good.
I just noticed me and Smiley are matching tonight.
I know.
What's
yours
up,
on
Smiley?
The other side, though. Why is yours on this side?
It's probably just because my camera's flipped. You know what I mean? It's probably just. I bet I can change it. All right, hold on. Let's see.
Bam.
I bet you it's on the right side now, right?
It's on the right. It was on the right side for me. I mean, they're both on the right side. Yeah.
They both are.
They're both on. Well, they're both on your left shoulder. Let's just get that. Yeah.
So did you find? You did find the jack straw?
I
there,
didn't.
Right?
No, I didn't.
They're in the cup in the pink shirt.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I gotta find that because I just pulled the pink shirt out of the cup and I tossed it to my girlfriend. I don't know where she put it. So yeah, I gotta figure out where to put it if she's gonna throw it off or some shit. That wouldn't be good.
Oh, right.
She would have unrolled it though. She would have unrolled it before she did that. So we're good. I'll find them.
That's not a gift
I
to
heard
her,
you say
Al.
that too. You're like, Smiley should have got them today, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't get that. And I did go look around for the shirt. I think she took it upstairs or something. I'll have to ask her.
Fuck yeah. That was the most valuable thing being shipped. Why wouldn't I put that in the middle of the shirt, then tuck it into the cup, wrap that into shit, so everything else would be fucked up if something happened, but the beans would be safe.
I was too excited about the shirt, man. I was too excited about the shirt.
He's so excited about this shirt, he forgot all about it.
I wasn't thinking at all. Yeah, that was totally my bad. Right. I mean, you said it too, and I was actually setting up my mic and everything, and I was listening, and you said it, and I'm like, oh shit, So that's like a minute before I jumped on. So.
I never even asked if you were a coffee drinker before I fucking set you the mug. Hopefully, you're a coffee drinker.
Or beer in it. I don't care. Don't have to be coffee in there, right?
Yeah, it's a good sized mug though. It's a pretty good size mug.
Yeah, they're badass, man. It's sweet. I appreciate it. It's cool.
At least I can do this much.
Yeah, man. Busy. It's tired tonight.
Yeah, so I should have a plant coming down here on the 14th. You got any birthdays coming up this week?
Not on the calendar. I actually owe fucking Sammy
curious.
Sizzle 81 a fucking happy birthday. His was fucking 4-2, 4-2, and it didn't get transferred from last year's calendar to this year's calendar. So I learned a lesson because the book's overlapping now. So like I have to like each month before I enter into like May, I need to look back at May and transfer the birthdays over into this year's. You know what I mean? Either that or look back at last year. Keep up.
Man, I had a lazy day today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't do anything.
Not feeling it?
Recovering. No, I was recovering. Yeah, recovering from my little episode I had. Didn't last that long, but it was pretty potent.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading chat.
So I'm gonna do another one of the sand. I'm gonna put the sand technique to work again. I got 4 little cuttings that I'm gonna stab into it and do the second run.
What was the success rate on the last?
Oh my God, it was 100%. I mean, roots were all tangled up together and they were wide apart. You know, they literally just found each other and just grouped, you know. And yeah, so it was pretty easy to pull it apart too in the sand because you can break it up and make it loose and then shake it a little as you're pulling it out, and it came out. I got a picture on my thing with it in my hand. You can actually see the root zone of it. And as far as replanting them, I just stuck them right into the dirt, stuck a little bit of the sand right around the roots of it, you know, so it'd be in the same kind of medium at that point, and just shoot out from there. And then I watered it in. And I got them off in the other room right now with little isolation domes over each one of them so that they go through the rooting process, you know. But I like the technique. It works really well. Sorry about that.
I've been bad with my clones. I just take them, cut them, plug them, and fucking throw them in the dome off to the side. Don't even check them for days. It's whatever. I don't know. They come out, man. They fucking, I don't know. If I peek in there and I see them start to fade from green to a little bit of yellow, usually when I check, they got roots, and then I transplant them. It's like, I don't know. You can kind of see.
Yeah, I got some in
roots, I think.
I got some right up in here right now. They already got roots sticking out of the bottom of the solo cups. So I was going to transplant them today, but I just don't feel like it.
Yeah.
So they're going to wait.
I used to use that method for a long time, but man, once I got into the cloners, I got a little bit lazy. I'll go back and use that method if I'm taking clones and it's actually super warm out, midsummer or something like that. I find that the dome method works a lot better during the hot months than it does my oxycloner. Summer months just get too hot for that oxycloner. It's too much like a DWC where you have to fucking try to keep that water cool.
Yeah, you got to regulate the temperature.
Yeah.
Now, what is it with that? Does it start causing bad bacteria to grow up in it, or when it's warmer?
You lose dissolved oxygen.
The what?
You lose your dissolved oxygen, and then bad bacteria start to form. It makes an environment because the roots the roots are trying to use oxygen and respiration versus like CO2. You know what I'm saying?
So I would think that the bigger the vat or the reservoir, the easier it is to keep it cooler.
Yeah, the bigger the volume, the more heat it can absorb, basically.
Yeah, because my little one, it didn't work at all. I think I got one to root out of 18. And it was I
Yeah, them cloners. I think you got to change. Frequent res changes seem to be the ticket. I don't know.
I find 2 days after you dropped them in there is key. You know what I mean?
to change
Put
the
'em in
water
there,
out.
2 days later, change the water. At that point, add a little bit of Clonex in there, 5 mils per gallon. That's what I use, just a light solution. That's usually when, after that, it's when they usually start throwing roots. If I let them
Yeah,
sit in there, that first thing of water for that first week, it really slows shit down for some reason. I found if I change after a few days, it speeds things up a whole hell of a lot.
I was using just straight up aloe water for my plant.
That wasn't working for you, Johnny?
No, I got one to barely even start the root. I don't even think it actually took root once I put it in the dirt.
Yeah, I didn't have it work very well either. Not in the cloner like that. It seemed like it. I don't know. It just seemed like it. Once it got warm or a day or two old, it like almost started making bad stuff in there. It was weird. It was like,
Do you have a dome on yours?
no,
No.
mine was just a
That was wrong.
bucket. Had the sprayer going up. I don't use them anymore though.
Yeah, I
Amazing.
put that to the side already because my technique of just the way I've been doing it, it works. If it doesn't work, no sense breaking it.
So, just saying, I started a little late on the 420 thing. A little late, but I'm coming up strong. Almost finished. It's lining up pretty good so far. Lining up pretty good.
Yeah.
So far, we got a few people from last year. I actually, like I said, I'm still reaching out to some folks, but I got some good people, big people we picked up this year hanging out. So it's gonna be pretty fun. It's gonna be a fun 420 this year. And cheers,
awesome.
420. I see you in the chat.
Oh yeah.
He's coming back, I believe he's coming back. If he's checked his DMs, I believe he's coming back to finish up his story on the 23rd.
Yeah.
28 be normal.
That'd be good.
If he accepts the date, I guess. Not officially yet. Pretty sure that's the date.
So how many Gromies we got out there in chat right now?
37.
38. 37.
And how many haven't been on the show yet? Just a question. Because we want to know the stories, we want to hear you guys, because everybody's got a story to tell.
You'd be surprised, Johnny. A lot more are stepping up day by day. Day by day. More and more people are stepping up. Pretty cool, too. Makes things a hell of a lot easier. Hell of a lot easier when they.
Much easier.
And there's been a lot of good folks helping, besides people volunteering their own time. There's been a lot of cool folks, John, Chad, amongst many, many others that's been helping out, delivering some great guests. So it's just been me. It hasn't just been me. Year two, I'm telling you. Year two, as I've been saying all along, it's a team effort, man. This grew way beyond me a long time ago. Yeah. So now it's everybody helping out, kind of getting gas, helping push this thing along. Again, I thank everybody that helps, because it does make things easier and to show up and get this done, and it frees up time for me as well. So I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So, all you guys.
Yeah, so I took my card and I had it checked this morning after I had all the work done to it. Everything passed. So now all I have to do is get my tags and get it smogged.
It did pass or it didn't pass?
No, the all the codes and everything, the check engine light didn't come back on because the catalytic converter was out. I think they changed the oxygen sensors too, just to make sure.
How far did you drive it afterward, though?
Oh gosh, probably a good 60 miles or more.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, plenty of times. I went back and forth to Boulder City a couple times, out to a couple of doctor appointments. So yeah, I put a few, probably closer to 80 miles onto it, as far as traffic goes. Yeah. But everything turned out good. He said it looked good. So as far as getting it smogged and everything, that shouldn't be an issue now.
Hopefully not, man.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of fucking auto mechanics in my future for my cheap ass. I don't know why it just won't break down and pay for that shit, to be honest with you. Still got some work to do. I gotta fucking
I wish I could
do the differential, the front differential on my Dodge. It went down about a month ago. And now I gotta fucking do the lowers, the whole front end on the top. Things fucking like sailing right now.
Big
It's
captain.
been good though. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got
Meant to
pulled
get to
over
it
one
this
time
week.
because of that crap. I got pulled over one time because of that shit.
You look like you're drunk.
I'm driving.
It's hard.
Oh, full on, man. The police car. He pulled me over, and he comes up and he goes, "You're a little bit all over the road there, young man." And I looked at him and I said, "Dude," I said, "if you were driving this truck, you'd be all over the road too." I said, "Grab that steering wheel, turn it." He goes like this. Dang. He said, "I don't even know how you're keeping it in the lane. You're doing a good job." He said, because and I had it planned to be fixed that weekend, because it just happened. And it just kind of, I don't know what happened in there, but something stripped, or I don't know. I don't know how all that stuff inside the differential works. I'm not the big mechanic, like Smiley and
Ooh.
Eagle.
Me neither, man. No.
Ah,
Not this
I've
guy.
got a question for Smiley though.
Oh, there you go.
I've got auto questions for Smiley.
Sure.
So, how far can I drive that fucking fucked up differential? So,
Quite a ways.
seriously, because it was funny. I loaded it up with a cord of wood about a month ago, and I fucking pulled out, and that thing went tink. And then I fucking drove, and you could hear it fucking making noise, and I'm like, oh shit! It sounded like I was dragging something. I actually stopped at one point. I was like, And then after I stopped and fucking took off again, you could hear. I'm pretty sure it was the chain in the differential, fucking shear, completely shear, and then went quiet. You could just hear it every so often. And then actually, when I take it out of four-wheel drive, makes more noise in two-wheel drive than it does in four-wheel drive for some fucking reason. But with it in four-wheel drive, it seems like I might get it somewhere. I need to get it across the lake to lift. Is what I need to do. But is it possible? possible. I need to throw that fucker on a. Do I need to throw it on a truck? Get it over?
How long a bed does it have a real long drive shaft? So I'm just wondering if that might be too.
Fuck yeah. That's the biggest fucking Dodge I could buy, man. That's the
Right,
crew
you got the
cab with the
long bed
8-foot
one.
box.
But does it have the
Yeah.
does it have the carrier bearing? Because they'll have a drive shaft to a carrier bearing to back to the differential and stuff. And those carrier
Yeah,
bearings
it ain't the carrier bearing.
squeal.
Ain't the carrier bearing.
But with the weight on there, I would think like a bearing. But if it's still spinning the tires, you probably didn't shear the gears at all. You would probably, I don't know. I would think you got like your pinion bearing or something fucked up.
Oh, the four wheel. The four wheel's not there. Keep that in mind. Four wheel drive is not there. And
Yeah,
I drove it without the load in there. After it happened, I actually drove it another round a few miles, see what was up, see if it was fucking still somewhat drivable. If I wasn't getting froggy.
Your four-wheel drive is your transfer case, though. So, like when you said your chain, it sounded like your chain went loose. That would be in your transfer case, and that would have to do with transferring power to the front tires. So if you have it in rear-wheel drive, your front one shouldn't really be,
just that rear shift.
driving. Yeah, and then your transfer case should allow that to still go through. If it's in it could still be the noise in the transfer case. It's just, different when you push in four-wheel drive. Might indicate that too.
I'd almost prefer it to be that transfer case.
Really, the first thing you should do is check all the fluids, to be honest. Like, just check them and maybe even pull a sample or something to see because you'll find metal flakes in the one making noise. It'll be real obvious which one just by looking at the fluid. And then you can make your decision from there.
Now, if it's driving, how does it drive in two-wheel drive? Does it drive worse, or you said it makes more noise? Or?
It's just louder. Yeah, it's just louder. Whatever that noise is gets louder for some reason. But I throw it right back into four, and it's like a quieter kind of.
Or quieter, kind of loud.
But if I throw it in two-wheel drive, it fucking sounds like fucking broken glass and shit. It's like, no.
Yeah, mine, I don't know. I would think more in that transfer case, just the way that it's changing tone like that, because I couldn't think of anything in the differential that would matter whether you went into four-wheel drive or not, Especially going quieter.
Maybe it was that front differential. Because it sounds like it's up in the front, to be honest with you. It doesn't sound like it's like in the back seat. It sounds like it's under my feet.
Then you'd think it'd get louder when you put it into four-wheel drive,
I don't know. That's why I'm asking, brother. I'm open for opinions. I'm open. And I'd rather check the fluids before I drive it over around the fucking lake. Around the lake's another 11 miles. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. With nothing in between. She goes fucking cuckoo midway, man. She's stuck.
Sounds like
I am calling the truck at that point.
Fuck, Sounds like whatever you broke is broke. But I don't know, man. It's hard to say, really. How much is a tow bill, you know what I'm saying? So.
For a flatbed, just to get it on a flatbed, it's for like a couple $100. It's so long. It's got to be a nice size flatbed.
So can you do $200 worth of damage driving it over there? More?
Not really. Like you said, whatever's broke. I'm sure fucking, and it's gonna be the same price either way.
Yeah, I mean they're replacing a unit. It's not good. So. Yep. There you go. Give her hell.
I think so. I think so. Tread light. Take all the tools out of the truck. Just because she's got to sit there for a minute. I'll get my shit ready.
Right.
Yeah, I get it over there.
When in doubt, gas it out. That's all it is.
Or I could just be cheap and fucking tell somebody to come get it. Or, just say, fuck it, have somebody come get it. It'd be probably the wise thing. But I don't think it's going to play out like that. I've got a few favors.
Anybody with a chain just hook you up and
Oh fuck yeah.
pull you along.
Chains, trucks. But I like the guy with the lift on the other side of the like makes my shit a lot easier if I can get
Yeah,
it
it
over
does.
there.
Yeah.
I hate car troubles. They suck.
Right.
Always. Because there's nothing
Still
you can do
stand by.
without your car.
I'm sorry, Tom. Go ahead. I was gonna say I'd still stand by my opinion to drive that old fucking car. Because drive that old car, man, that's paid for. I love that paid for feeling. Because even like I said, man, even at worst case, I have got my money out of this fucking truck. Well, long time ago. She's still fucking giving it back to me. In the worst case, you know what I mean? It's only like a payment. This, especially if I'm doing the repair myself, it would be about a truck payment. You know what I mean? It's only going to run me about a truck payment, and then we're back on the fucking free scale. That's the way I look at that. She ain't going to take too much longer to pay me to back that little repair money. That's the way I see it. Take care of your shit.
Yup. I had to take a shower before I jumped on and fucking picking up the pots tonight. I was like moving pots or whatever, and I had to lift them up out of the trench row, or so basically up to my waist, and set them up on a shelf. But picking them up and walking a few steps with them, there was a couple of them that had like water in the plastic tray that I didn't see until you get to like your second step of carrying it, and then it's like running down your fucking leg, and you're like, God damn it. It's the worst. Yeah, it looks like I pissed my pants too. Like I wasn't gonna stop nowhere. It fucking looked just like I pissed my pants, man. Like awesome. Funny shit.
You know you're too big for that, Smiley. We wouldn't have thought that. We wouldn't have.
I had that shit happen to me when I was in what's it, grade school, I think it was. I spilled whatever I was drinking on the table, and it went right over onto my lap. And after that, when I was walking around school, man, people were looking at me, you peed your pants. You know, little kids, they're kind of brutal.
No, I wanted to
Grade school.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit gets itchy or irritating your skin or whatever. It's not good.
I had the rest of the day to go through too. Yeah. Yeah, that's no fun. You got whatever's in the water too. But no.
Yeah, I mean it's just water, but whatever, came out of the soil or whatever is sitting in the bottom. It ain't clear
Right.
water when it's in the bottom of the tray ever. It's like
Never is. Yeah.
no, it's got a nice brown hue, which is good. It should have that. So
Do you top feed or bottom feed in your water?
what do you mean?
As far as
Water
you
and
feed water from the top? Oh, yours is from the inside the reservoirs on the bottom, right?
No, I got a blue mott and it goes through the top.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a
So you do get the air pulling stuff through. Right.
Man,
yeah.
I would think when I seen that runoff in the soil, I'd be almost like, oh my God, there goes my nutrients. They're all sitting in the bottom. You know what I mean? And flushed out what nutrients I had in my soil. That's what I would think when I see runoff in the soil.
You're right. It is. Yeah. That's exactly what's in there. Humic, there's organic acids, there's all kinds of nutrients. That's what's making the water discolored. It's like a brown or whatever hue,
Seems like that'd make me want to make sure I stayed to the drier side of things. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to see that runoff. All that shit in the pots. Bare minimum. Bare minimum. So,
well, and that's what Johnny was asking about, like the watering too, and that's the whole idea. Is it's not necessarily pulling air through, Johnny, but like in the substrate, you got to keep in mind that you know, like 50% of it is the soil mix, and then like 50% is water, and then, you know what I'm saying, or the other 50% is going to be a mix between the water and the air, basically, is what I'm getting at.
Right.
So if you can maintain that consistency of moisture level through the blue mod I have has that soaker hose, so it doesn't like drip in one spot. It has
It,
micro.
it,
It has
it
all these
oozes out.
It like sweats basically is what
Yeah, it sweats out. Yeah,
that's it, you know.
sweats out. Yeah.
So it's like an even layer of moisture on the soil, but it's also that's kind of wicking down in a way. It's not exactly like, yeah, I mean there's still air exchange is what I'm trying to get at, but it's maintaining an availability for oxygen and air down in there all the time. You're not, that's the idea behind it, is you're not going to oversaturate the media so that you're pushing that water to air ratio above what it should be, kind of thing.
Now I got some trays for my 7-gallon fabric pots, and I've been feeding those from the tray. So I'm just pouring the water down at the base of it, and it just sucks it up.
Oh, sub-irrigated.
And I mean, it sucks it up quick. I mean, it's amazing how fast it does. You know.
And you've been
So I'm doing. What's that?
You've been liking that? It's working good?
It seems to be working. Okay, I'm trying that. I was under the impression if you feed like that, it kind of cuts down on the fungus gnats.
It can, because
So that was kind of what I was trying to do at the same time, because if it's not moist right at the top, they're not going to be all over inside of it, right? I mean, that's kind of my
fungus gnats will be where there's anaerobic decaying organic matter. So basically, where it's really wet and there's organic matter, is a good environment for them. So yeah, so if you're letting that top part dry out, then you know what I'm saying, it's not, or it's at least not an anaerobic zone, then it's most likely. But that's where they, to my understanding, where the larvae of them feed on is like anaerobically decaying organic matter. So,
well, I just picked me up some mulch today too, so I'm gonna do some mulch over the top of this one.
yeah, are they real bad? I mean, it's like you kind of see
Well,
what a little bit.
you've seen me go like this a couple times, right? I mean, shit, they get in your face. I'm inside the grow room,
Yeah,
so
that's when I get irritated with them when they're
yeah. So it's at that point right now, and I want to try to do what I can to
I'm
tamper
not
it
sure
down.
that sub-irrigating is necessarily going to be a total answer there, because well, I guess if it depends how you're covering it, but I was just thinking in my head, like the earth boxes I have, I mean, those are the biggest culprit actually I've ever had for fungus gnats. They're kind of hard to deal
Because
with.
it's got the moisture all down below there, right?
Yeah, I don't know what, I think it's the cap that I have on it maintains the moisture at the top, maybe. So maybe if I pulled that cap off for a couple days or
I'm
something.
not going with the cap this round.
You're going no
I'm not
cap?
going with the cap. I'm going no cap.
All right.
I'm going
You're in
mulch
your-
that top.
You're in your own territory. That's all I'm saying. It's your own game.
Uh-oh.
It's already deviating from the plan. That's all I'm saying.
Trying. I'm trying. Yeah, I seen that same problem, to be honest with you, with the cap. And I figured if I could, mulch the top off, I could, alleviate that problem. So what's my thought?
What's the
about
purpose
getting
of the cap?
To maintain and hold moisture in. So
Okay, so
it's gonna keep it more damp, because the water is gonna evaporate from that soil and hit the plastic cap and kind of
then drip down.
yeah, condensate kind of back down. So some of it does anyway, not all of it, but whatever. It's another layer to keep moisture in there. those were designed for desert areas. So that's kind of the concept was how do you maintain a crop or of vegetables in a desert climate, and those like having that cover and some of those things were all that was designed to like try to keep moisture in, because like when you're
Okay.
watering through the top too, you're generating a lot more evaporation that way than you necessarily are like pouring through the bottom or whatever, through a tube.
Well, since
So
you guys
The bottom.
are not in a dry, arid area, would it make sense to maybe have a couple of louvers on it instead of being completely closed so it have a little bit of airflow through?
Possibly. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really haven't
So
fucked around
Smiley.
with it a ton, so it's just
I'm just giving Eagle some tips.
yeah. They're cool, man. I've seen people run them a ton of different ways, and they work a ton of different ways. It's yeah.
So what if I were to put it like treat it like a outside bed basically, and put like a gardening fabric on there before I mulch, just to alleviate anything to coming back up through that soil, and then my mulch is kind of keeping her in place and keeping things moist underneath.
Yeah. Mhm. I would think so. I mean, I think one concern might be trying to almost like suffocate the top of the soil in a way, to where that plastic, at least the way I have it, isn't set tight right up on the soil. Because I've seen guys that do that too, where it's almost kind of mounded, and then that plastic's a lot more tight to it. And I think it
What
needs
about
to
this
have
though?
a nice breathable layer there between that plastic cap.
Sounds like the perfect
It
environment
needs
for a
air.
mycelium mat layer to form though,
It might,
right?
it might what, Ego?
Sounds like a perfect environment for a mycelium mat layer to form though, under that fabric, under the chips. Seems like that would promote,
Yeah,
some good microbes right under that, right under there.
yeah. I mean, there's
Seemingly, I would think.
definitely like
I'm talking to the organics guy here. I'm just learning and trying to spin things together.
I like it, man. The wood chips, yeah. I mean, definitely depends on what ones you're wanting to put in there. You might want to do a little research into what trees or what not trees. More what not trees, because like I know like black walnut and shit like that. You're not
Well,
going to use,
all
but
right. This is where I'm gonna lie a little bit. This is where I plan to do. I'm actually planning. Well, the plan was to use my old, not the old cocoa chips, but to buy some new because they're fucking chunky. You know what I mean? They're pretty much a mulch right there. And to mulch the top with that. To be honest with you, combine the two.
Not a bad idea.
Nice.
I like it. That might hold more of the moisture than you. I don't know. I don't know. I guess the wood chips too would. So I don't know. You'd have to
Well,
play
I don't
around
think
with it,
that.
man. Like I've never done it, so I can't really say. I can theorize with you with it, but
Well, this is where my mindset is with my cocoa chips that I like to use, and they're labeled chips, by the way. Is I already know they're safe for my cannabis, my root zone. You know what I mean? I know they're not going to break down slowly and produce something negative into my soil that I haven't seen before. So I think if I'm just covering with my cocoa chips, I'm providing a nice airy layer, but I'm not necessarily risking some type of risk from like oak chips, nitrogen build up from oak chips or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It's more of a neutral substrate to keep out bugs and fucking provide a somewhat airy layer there to keep the bugs away. That's basically what I thought with the cocoa chips. But I didn't think about the mat until, and I still kind of like the idea of the mat though, because I do think that would be a plus as far as how spreading those microbes, keeping it moist for that mycelium layer there, or even making one. Do you think that's even a possibility? Like just sprinkling some microbes on that top, laying that mat on there, putting chips over there, and maybe even watering it, giving it a light water before you lay that mat on there, just kind of make it wet and then set it down and see if that fucking just doesn't take off and make a nice little mat.
I think I see dreadlocks already growing on you.
That was good. That was good, Smiley.
No,
I
dude.
see. I thought I seen some the other night too.
All good ideas. It is. I like it. That's the whole idea. It's the experiment of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, yeah. I mean, the mycelial mats. I'm a little bit torn on. I guess with. I don't know. I mean, there's a back and forth on it a little bit, and it's a debate of, is it beneficial or is it pathogenic? Fungi that are blowing up like that. So, I there's definitely a risk for it to be both. I don't see where you can just look at a white fuzziness on your soil and be like that's good. I don't know that either because both of them show up that same way from my research. So I don't know. I'm torn on the whole thing, man. I am. I'm really torn on it. I'm damn near gonna buy a. I'm thinking about buying a microscope just to fucking because I got some good idea on how I can ID both of them, so I might be able to tell right away.
So Flora Nugs in chat is top dress with Grokoski. That's what he said. And well, I used Brandon's Bokashi the last round, to be honest with you, because I had some left over from when I put the top dressing on dirt boxes. We sprinkled some of the Bokashi on the top there, and I had some left over, and I threw that shit on my cocoa on them chips. That fucking shit broke that shit down to fucking dirt by the end of flour. There was no chip left. There was fucking no chip left. To be honest with you,
That's
it
an
looked like
activity
fucking
going on
black
there.
dirt. Yeah. So whatever's in that bokashi, man, that shit's breaking down some shit because I have never seen a brand new cocoa break down that fucking fast. To be honest.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the more I've looked into that too. Those are controlled situations where they're understanding the biology they're breeding out in that fermentation. You know what I mean? So it's a lot different in that scenario. I get that side of it too. I've had where I can top, like for example, neem cake. When I would top dress with the neem cake, you would see an explosion of white, fuzz right on them things that would last for a few days, almost a week or whatever. And I don't know what that exactly was, you know what I'm saying? And that's my point. Like, I don't know what that encouraged out of the soil because whatever came up and fungi blew up on that was from my soil. So I don't know if that was, you know what I'm saying? It's different than adding it from a Bokashi or like that Grokashi brand where they're kind of understood what biology went into that and what they brew. You know what I mean? What they cultivated in there was beneficial, not pathogenic, so to speak.
So you want me to let you in on a little dirty secret, Smiling?
You want me to what?
Let me let you in on another little dirty secret there.
Sure.
Fucking, I told you I was gonna top when I redid the earth boxes that I was gonna top dress. I was just gonna aerate that top layer, basically cut out that heart. I took my fucking 3-layered rake, flipped that shit, aerated it all up, and I put about a half-inch layer of dairy dew compost on the top of it, and build the reservoir from underneath. But what I want to tell you though is I had some of these other my normal cocoa I've got back here, some other plants I had. I thought, well, fuck, I've got this nice dairy dew compost, laying around. I'm gonna skip a water or so. I should say feed. I'm gonna skip a feed or two on my cocoa. So I top dressed dairy dew, watered that shit.
What happened? Nothing.
No, they loved it. They loved it. They were fucking praying the next day when the light came on. They definitely we weren't as they were more happy with the top dress feeding with the dairy dew compost than they normally would have been with the normal water. They would have been happy, but they wouldn't have been that happy. So I kind of liked it. Even if I were to continue to run the cocoa as I run it now, I think I would honestly still consider about keeping with that top dressing with that dairy dew compost every few weeks. Maybe even just skip the nutrients because it breaks down and waters directly into my cocoa. It disappears right into that chunky cocoa. So I think I could, top dress, water until I don't see it anymore, and then top dress, water. Huh? What do you think? Thinking aloud here, Smile.
I like it, but I think, yeah, you're gonna probably want to have some kind of aeration because I think depending on the amount that you're adding every time, you might get,
It would be slowly suffocating, obviously, but you gotta, you're not. I guess you haven't just seen the nature of the beast of the chunky cocoa. I mean that shit. I mean,
right.
If you can imagine growing in a fucking pile of wood chips that is just fucking aerated as fuck, that's the chunky cocoa. I mean, there's nothing to it. And a freshly fucking transplanted pot, you can practically, it's almost like putting your hand down into it, like a fucking a ball pit. You know what I mean? It's fucking that loose. You can put your hand at the bottom of the pot. Almost effortless.
I've not worked with it. You've worked with it, but I'm just saying that would be the only concern I think you would have of trying to add it every other week like that, where you're, depending on the amount you're putting every other week, it's all I was suggesting is kind of, consider the idea that you might smother that too, you know what I mean? Or it gets kind of that mucky layer or whatever. Because like compost doesn't have a proper aeration to it in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's super chunky though. It's got like sticks and shit in it. It's not like it's a nice airy compost. To be honest with you.
Yeah. That's like the dairy compost, like the cow manure kind of compost. This kind of comes out almost like a sticky clay, almost weird. Like I don't know, some of the stuff I've seen.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't too bad at all. Well, and honestly, I think I'd be played by ear. Honestly, I think I kind of know the plants well enough that I can wing it somewhat. You know what I mean? And again, you got to keep this in mind, Mr. Smiley, that when she hits that 10, she's probably usually if things are in perfect operation around here, she would be in that fucking 10 gallon for 7, maybe 10 days tops. You know what I mean? And then flour, and then it'd be top dress, and then it'd be a slow suffocation as we're talking, because that fine material is sinking down into that chunky cocoa through flour. So by the end of flour, it would slowly be getting slower and slower, but the plant would be using less and less at that point. At that point, I'm reading the plant for watering anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily going at full blower.
I think you'd want to add some kind of calcium to it too, maybe along the way. Gypsum, or like even some. I don't know. They lime like how the cocoa is with the pH or whatever, but like as far as like a lime might add more calcium too, or bone meal or calthos, something like that. Like, why are you shaking your head? What are you doing? What do you mean no?
I'm shaking my head because I'm thinking to myself, this is what I warned you about. This is what I warned you about. I knew once I went down the fucking organics road, it would not take me long to fucking just go full bore mad scientist again. and
Start
a
experimenting.
system going. And now it's gonna be fucking test.
You know,
Ah,
it's so weird that it ends up always
it's a
being like
beautiful
that.
life.
And it's some people haven't caught on to it, and when you bring it up,
Hey, Red.
hey, what's up?
How's it going, buddy?
What's up, guys? When you bring it up to people and you say, when you phrase it like, hey, do you know like KNF? That's like chemistry. And they're like, no, we're not doing chem fertilizers. No, but what you're doing is chemistry. That's chemical reactions taking place.
Oxidation reduction reaction. No, that's
Did anything?
I just to take the mystery out of that, dude. That word sounds so fancy, like redox and all that. Oxidation reduction. All that is oxidation is taking electrons away, and reducing is adding electrons in, and it's all it actually is. So it's moving electrons around, and it's a fancy way of saying it.
Has anybody ever tried to electrify their pot?
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
a bunch of people run it. Is it a ground wire?
Like put low voltage to it or something?
Yeah.
There's been
Well,
experiments, but I haven't dug into them.
I've also seen people use like one of those, what I think they're called Kangen waters.
Yeah.
You know, the little machines that turn water different pHs. I've seen someone made basically a RDWC system with one of those attached to it, so that they can electrolyze the water whenever they wanted. So
It's expensive option to add, but
no, well, it wasn't that brand name, so this was all DIY.
oh,
So
Did it help?
I would imagine
it supposedly won a cup. It won a cup in, I don't know if it was an old time Amsterdam High Times Cup, but
I was saying something.
yeah. If you look up, I think it's called Electric Lemon G. That's the strain they did it with, Lemon G, and then they called it Electric Lemon G because they did it with some, like I said, an electrolyzed hydro system. So
Turn a plant into Voltar.
mhm.
But no, there's a lot to that. Like, yeah, it's just I don't know, giving the plant the proper environment so those reactions can take place. You know what I mean? So especially in DWC where you're like totally in water, that's why they're having to pump the air in there so that the reactions can take place. It needs air to take place. Some of those. So it's like the nutrients that have to be there and certain levels. pH has to be correct in those settings. It is different for soil though. Like, I don't know, like how fast the roots can deplete the nutrients that are around them, like in the immediate zone where they're able to absorb the nutrients from. So basically where they're contacting, right? There's that initial whatever contact point. And when you zero in on that, how fast are they like depleting the nutrients that are in that specific spot? And then I don't know, I was listening to a guy today and he was talking about that, how there's like, it wasn't today, it was the other day, but there's like kind of a curve to that, because as the plant's absorbing it, the nutrients out of the soil, right where it's absorbing it is actually getting depleted. So kind of the idea that, when we do a soil test or whatever, we're looking at all the nutrients that are available in that media versus, from the plant's perspective of what's actually available to it is what's immediately within its reach, right, of its roots or whatever. So if you took a small transplant from a solo cup and went into a number 10 pot, and you had all these nutrients all through the pot, well, that's not really available to the plant right at that moment because it's not able to reach it with its roots, you know what I mean? So So in order for the plant to always constantly be discovering new nutrients, it's having to expand and it's having to grow and reach out to new places actually to it's got to come in contact with a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? They're the water soluble ones, but there are, you know what I mean? There's nutrients that it's got to actually come in contact with.
I'm gonna take this dab and then I'll tell you.
While you're taking that dab, I want to fill the space with something I seen today. Pretty much unrelated, but cool. I was watching a plant video, completely unrelated to cannabis, talking about pothos and other fucking house plants and shit. But one thing I thought was really neat was the lady had a vining plant, and she had been gone for a few weeks. Okay, and the vining plant actually grew across the table. Follow me here. So this is what I thought that it was fucking really cool. It grew, this vining plant grew across the fucking table, and there was she had some cuttings in a fucking mason jar. That fucking vining plant grew over to that mason jar, wrapped around it, went into the jar and fucking grew roots, and was drinking the water out of the cuttings. Fucking.
And not only notice only not only did it
The hound dog.
drink sense out the
It's
water,
an alien.
but it was smart enough to not only sense out where the water was, but anchor itself to it, because it was smart enough to know if like, oh, I just dip my nose into the water, I'm probably gonna knock the fucking jar over. So it knew to wrap it around to keep it put and then dip into it.
I thought it was really cool how smart it was, man. I was like, oh, that is fucking too cool.
That's like
I just had to share that.
And you know how it knew the water was there? The cuttings were saying, "Hey, there's water over here."
Yep, plants talking to plants.
Dude, I'm over here. I got plenty of water.
You know what's weird though? I used to have weird out of body recurring dreams where I was my plants. Like my plants in the backyard, I'd have dreams where I would have my plant's perspective, and in my dream I'd come and see me water the plant. But I'm the plant looking at me water. So
You had an out of plant experience.
So
now we've talked about this shit before about them communicating through. I didn't mean to cut you off, Smiley. I'm sorry. We've talked about it before about the plants, communicating like in a bed, back and forth. I need this nutrients. I need this, and being able to pass through the soil. But as Johnny's kind of pointed out, are they not only communicating through the soil, but are they actually communicating with each other? Do you think that's possible? Like Johnny said, man, that fucking cuttings were like, I got extra. Find over here. Over here.
It's gotta be. How the heck could it have known that water was over there?
They smell it.
Right. Yeah.
They don't have nose.
They hear it. There wasn't that that was
the water is making a certain frequency noise.
No, there was a study they did. It was in that one book, what a plant knows, or one of them books, but they basically made like passageways through the root zone. You know what I'm saying? So like the roots had to figure out the water, basically. Like they couldn't just go straight down and get to the water. They had to figure out how to climb around to get to it. They did. You know what I mean? And like they were playing music or playing the noise of running water, and the roots were attracted to that for a second, and then they ended up figuring out that wasn't actually going to get them water. Yeah, there's different things, man.
Plants have brains.
Yeah, they were figuring out.
So it must have heard the other plant drinking the water and rejoicing over how much water it had.
They didn't have explanation for what they were
Yeah.
saying. What they
It's
were
beyond explanation.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Is it's beyond explanation, but the fucking roots find the fucking water. That's period. Even when you tried to fool them, they would figure out that you were fooling them. And it was kind of like, yeah,
Well, like I said, because of my recurring dream, I believe that on a quantum level, that plants can, eh, or at least cannabis plants, especially cultivated ones, especially ones potted in you know, a container, at a quantum level, how two atoms can simultaneously, be in two different positions at the same time. The receptors in your eyeballs, if you're so in tune with your plants, could be on the surface of a stem on your uh, plants. So you're looking at the plant is literally looking right back at you. So that would be my theory about it. So if that's possible, then we don't think of it like I said. I always say plants have brains. That means they probably have eyes too. So if they have eyes, that means that they can just literally go right towards the water. And like I said, with the brain knowing that it knows to anchor itself either with roots or wrapping itself around a jar, because somehow the plant is also smart enough to know about physics and gravity and that kind of shit.
Tapped into the Akashic record. Man, that's what it is.
maybe. Never know. It could have been wrapping around the jar.
Smart plants
Opening too, though. And plants don't have eyes, but they definitely do.
working its way up.
Like we know they see. I mean, what is sight? It's just your perception of a light.
It's photoreceptors.
Yeah, it's your perception of a light source, right? And
it's so close. I mean,
they turn towards it. So
there's a ton of biology
difference. It probably reads it like a photocell.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because right, chlorophyll, or
electronically in a way.
It photosynthesizes. Our eyes don't fit photosynthesizes, and they're not converting light energy into plant energy or eyeball energy, but still we have photoreceptor cells on our eyes, just the same as why leaves and stems and chlorophyll covers a plant, and it's photoreceptive, right? It's almost the same thing. Like in pure darkness, you don't see anything, because in order for vision to work, you need light, and light needs to bounce off of objects, and that needs to go in your eye, and your photoreceptors go in your optic nerve, and your optic nerve goes to your brain, and your brain makes all the math and the sense of it. But it needs that light, and needs to bounce off the surface, and needs your photocell to work.
So it's kind of like in the movie Predator, where that guy could touch a button, he could see different wavelengths of.
Yeah, or Geordi from Star Trek.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, because he saw it in electric wavelengths.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That little visor, it looks kind of dorky, nerdy, ha ha ha. But actually, the whole thing is that they repeated it time and time again in that whole series. But it allowed him to see the complete electromagnetic spectrum. So not only could he see the little sliver of the visible wavelength of light, red to violet, but he could see everything. You could see radio waves, you can see gamma rays, you can see fucking X-rays and all that kind of shit. So
So that's how a plant sees. Now they got Geordi visors.
Probably. I think they do have. I know that's what the microbe people, they think that the microbes are the plant brains, right? That's the inner communication network. It's basically like the fiber optic system between plants. Perhaps it is always happening underground, and having your plants bedded in something where they can all connect is one thing, but I don't think it's 100% of it, because if you have plants in separate containers, like I said, there's a little bit of crystal magic where there's plants get in tune whether you want them to or not. You know what I mean?
Well, if you think about it, if they're like a They work off a frequency. Everything's got its own frequency. It's almost like an antenna.
Plants are.
It's just receiving everything else where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a quantum view of what's going on all around it at all times.
Well,
Boy, that was deep.
Well, I believe in that because I truly believe that people that grow it, home grow people that are truly, they're one step in the direction of they're only able to grow their own medicine. And there's one step below them for people they're unable to grow their medicine because of their medical condition and they rely on caretakers to do that for them. Right. So this is beyond thing. I think the reason why commercial weed is always going to be commercial weed, and then homegrown medical weed is always going to be homegrown medical weed, and it's always going to be margins greater, is because that plant understands you need it as medicine. So it literally either decides or forces itself to produce more cannabinoids and terpenes because, it's like a dog that has unconditional love. It's a plant loves us on that same level. And in order for us to keep it alive, and if the whole botany of desire, and they question, are plants breeding us or are we breeding plants? The plant knows that if it provides cannabinoids and terpenes, that we're going to keep it around and beloved it so much and, pass its progeny down and, it gets, survive and live on. So look to the plant brain. It's almost parasitic. You want to think of it like that, the way a parasite infects the host.
It attaches to us and knows what we need and reads off of us. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, that connection has been described as being through the microbiome, and actually, like, that's the whole idea of people trying to put like seeds in their mouth to sprout them with, is your biology is communicating with the biology of the soil and with the plants and all that. That's where the idea that chemistry or that communication of your biology is your communication to the plants of what your body needs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
I'm doing that next time.
Well, seeds.
It's not far out, man. It's not real.
No, I like it. I like it. It's like you're giving
paper on it, but there's not fucking, what I'm saying,
right?
Knowledge.
It's like you're giving it your DNA more or less, so it can
the
work.
Seed soaking thing in the mouth, I like. It's not that far out because I can at least explain it on a physical level. Like say if you have a healthy butt guyome, you don't have halitosis, right? I want to go up to like 10 people that want to do that. They're like, I germinate by first starting my seeds in the mouth. Then I want to go up and be like, well, let's see who has bad breath, right? And the ones that have either pleasant or non-bad smelling breath, I want to believe that, yeah, definitely go for it. And the ones that have nasty, rotten tooth, halitosis breath, I do not advise doing that. And that's on the physical level, because that's just obvious. If you just do a little bit of your brain trying to figure it out, that there's a healthy, probiotic thing going on, and then there's a negative, bad biological thing going on, right?
I'm glad
that
you
totally
pointed that
makes
out,
sense,
redpill, because everything you guys just have talked about directly relates to the human body as well. Everything you guys talked about, you know what I mean? The microbes running everything, being smart, intelligent, it's going on in your gut as well. They're processing shit. They're telling you your brain fucking what nutrients you need, don't need, fucking stop this shit. It's
so everyone knows you have neurons in your brain, your heart, and your gut. So your brain not only processes thought, but your heart and your gut, your small intestines, process thought. Well,
man, my gut's insane right now.
Microbes are running that thought down there. It's your second brain.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but I was going to explain that on a quantum level too. Like I said, the atoms, they can assume multiple different positions all at the same time. Superposition theory. But so that's the thing, is if those molecules responsible for that are existing within those bacteria, or enzymes or whatever's in the gut or heart, that second brain. Well, guess what? Then they're also in the plant and in your brain all at the same time, right? So that's what the quantum thing is. That's where our input is singing to plants, and what I would classify as all the silly hippie shit. There's always a little bit to it because it's provable beyond explanation on a quantum level that
You're in the plant, and the plant's in you.
it doesn't matter if electron in a carbon atom inside of a THC molecule is also the same electron in the DNA in a chain of bacteria, and it's also the axial or dendrite in your neurons connecting synapses. That electron is in all three of those positions simultaneously in a weird ass fucking permeating, I don't know what you would call it, but it's called, they used to call it ether, and ether, the whole thing between that is like, sound doesn't travel in a vacuum. If you have a vacuum chamber, the sound from inside that vacuum chamber doesn't travel to outside that vacuum chamber. And the same would go for light. For light to propagate through a medium, because light is a wavelength, it has to travel through some medium. It's not a void space. And they used to call that the ether. And the way that they would explain the ether is it permeates everything. So from the whole solar system, it engulfs everything. So it's all around external space around us and directly through the center of the earth, right? So that you can think of that as the transport system in three-dimensional space where, quantum molecules, travel between. So it doesn't, when we think of stuff like, well, how could something get from in there to in here? Well, it's traveling on something where it's bypassing every barrier. It's not, bouncing off or reflecting off something. It has direct access to literally every corner of the universe, theoretically at the speed of light, unless, someone figures out that quantum molecules move faster than the speed of light, because maybe the speed of light itself is bound by physical restraints, and that quantum, molecules
I think
aren't.
quantum
Yeah.
has a way to find other paths than normal.
I think quantum's how they try to explain all the stuff they can't explain.
I agree with you, Smiley. Anything's possible in the quantum world.
I think
It
so.
explains every little gap.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, you know what, Red Pill, if an electron would exist in three different things like you just said, why would there have to be such a thing called an electron transfer chain to transfer electrons in the chain of photosynthesis into sugar and all that? You know what I'm saying? Like I do understand quantum at a certain level, that the way that things work, but not just the way you described it. I don't understand it that way.
Well, like I said, beyond our explanation, I would want to believe that that's a thing where me and you are going to come and go. We're going to, be birthed in this world and then be long gone when all those processes are still taking place. But I literally think that's the slow play out of a reaction. And then I guess that goes into, I don't know which thermodynamic law it is, but entropy, to, where we're looking at thermodynamics breakdown more and more and more and more and more and more and more, so that's what I would say is the reason behind that. If those the reason why there's chemistry is because of all those. And I don't want to go into like a Walter White Breaking Bad thing, but and because I never high school wasn't fun for me, and I didn't take official chemistry classes. You know, everything that I know now is self-taught, you know, post high school, right? So, but there's all sorts of electrons are what, you know, they change positions, and that's what make different chemical compounds, right? But on a slow scale, you know, that's where you get different isotopes of certain elements that are radioactive, whatever. And those radioactive compounds are throwing off the like alpha and beta and all that, those uh, particles, right? And then it slowly decays and either becomes lead or evolves into some other thing on the periodic table. So what, I mean, it's just a long play out of things of, you know, where the, I don't want to go into a fucking science, you know, regurgitation, wormhole within a rabbit hole. You know what I mean? But
Well, then take a dab, Bill.
okay, I think it's about time. The only thing I'd say about that is it's just chemistry. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a what I with the name Red Pill, and as much as you already guys know about me in a short time, I like, you know, I've looked into my fair share of all different types of conspiracies, but I like the science of chemistry because it's the hardest to fake. Excuse me. It's the hardest thing to fake because the chemical reactions happen whether you like them or not. I don't know why my brain took me to this part, but you know, those every maybe year, every other year, somewhere in the world, you see one of those chemical manufacturing plants blow up. And it's like a viral video, and it's like one of the biggest explosions you ever seen. Like I think the last one that I can think of was I think it was in Lebanon, right? Was it in Lebanon? Yeah, I think so. There's like supposedly some conspiracy people say it was like a fucking missile manufacturing plant, and then like mainstream people say it was a firework manufacturing plant, but still, it's giant ass explosion went off. And every couple of years that happens. You know what I mean? So it's just I don't know. It's just the process of chemistry playing out in our short lifespan. So that's all I'd say about it. And then the reason behind it, like why it's happening, that's going to get into more philosophical things. And you know, I've heard you say that now I'm not opening up another rabbit hole. I'm going to take that dab. But Smiley, I've heard you say that, you know, the whole Big Bang thing, and it's just a theory. So that's what I mean. It's a philosophical at that point, why you want to believe why the elemental periodic table even exists, and how elements are formed, and why there's hydrogen, and why there's plutonium, you know, because the decay of plutonium equals hydrogen, and then stars supposedly fuse hydrogen into helium, and helium supposedly fuses into carbon, and that carbon supernovas and explodes into all the other periodic tables, or all the other elements on the periodic table.
Yeah, I don't
And then
believe
that coalesces into planets, and you know, that kind of solar system bullshit.
I don't believe any of that BS. I'm not the guy
Well,
to explain
that's
it.
why I don't believe any of that other. Well, let's just delete the word believe in that sentence. And I, you know, I started off at the age of 7, questioning all this and going to observatories and all that. So it's just a system of things and of explaining a philosophy that I know the math of. I can go into conversation about all this stuff that I'm talking about and sound educated. But to me, at this point, at my age of 30, like I said, starting from the age of 7 with an interest in this, to me, it just sounds dumb because it's always just so easy to go with. You know what I mean? It's like just listen to a TED talk or a podcast from some scientist, and then just repeat everything that he says. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with that. Sorry, I
Just
forgot.
want to point out,
forgot
Chad,
the
they're
line.
talking about time. And if we're measuring time, and it's kind of weird, we're measuring it in Earth cycles. They actually have said this year the Earth days are getting shorter and shorter by what's like 400ths of a second per day so far this year.
Okay, so
So
in
what's that do to our
in
The
whole
their
difference
system,
between winning and losing. That's what that is, Eagle. That's the difference between winning
Huh?
and losing. 400ths of a second.
Did you guys hear?
So yeah,
I gotta use the
Did you-
bathroom, and I'll be right.
That's the difference between winning and losing.
it is, but it's adding up,
That's a fine
so
line.
basically, what I'm saying, because I pointed out, I seen the comment in chat that as far as time goes, it's all based around trips around the sun. And well, if it's all based around trips around the sun, our days are getting shorter and shorter. That means we're going to have more days per year. That fucks up the whole time schedule. Yeah, it's the make or break, I guess. So I mean, I guess I agree with a lot of other people. Time is perspective. Time is something that we've all kind of based on the speed of light is another reference we use for time. Uh, you know, it's crazy. It's all of our perception, and it isn't. I don't necessarily accurate. It's barely accurate for humans. It's not necessarily time. Trees don't give a fuck what time it is. You know what I mean? Flowers don't necessarily give a fuck what time it is. A little bit, I guess, but
You don't think they see
Time
the
is different
position
on
of the
every
sun?
planet.
You don't think they know the rising or the setting of the sun?
That's
so
if there are planets,
again,
Johnny.
we're basing it around our sun now. So I guess
The major-
another
I don't know.
star,
I mean,
their whole
time-
time
when you say
system's
time, I
completely
think-
different from ours.
I think day and night. That's what I think of as time, day and night. So like the rising of the sun, setting of the sun.
Okay, yeah,
But, whether you want to do that in army time or in, what I'm saying, I don't know. But I'm just saying, rising of the sun, setting of the sun is what we've always.
I'm a fan of the 24-hour clock, but if they say
I
that
agree with you there, Smile.
if they say days are getting shorter from by 1/400th of a second, that means that in some time the Earth's rotation accelerated. Was it in 2012? Was it December 1st, 2012?
Yes.
Maybe.
I can't agree with you, Smiley, but it falls off the track there. If you just base it on days and nights, that's just a system. When you call out that, basically it's only a system of measurement. You threw out, well, we're gonna, we're instead of using inches, we're using days,
No, Eagle. It was
daylight hour.
Me and you are
You
gonna.
know what I
meet
mean? And
tomorrow.
that's our measurement of time. It's just what I mean?
Changes on
That's
the latitude.
in our mind,
area.
our human mind. That's an object we set as the measurement that we were going to base.
If we stay put in one,
we made up time.
Well, we can only measure time by day and night if we stay put in one location. But if you go up and down in latitudes, time of day and night is going to be all over the damn place. You know what I mean?
But it's still a day is a day.
Sure.
So
Oh yeah, yeah, sure.
So what
But
if you're in
that's-
space and it's black all the time? What's your measurement of time then?
But I'm not in space. We're talking about how on
I'm
Earth.
just
Why are
saying.
you-
I'm just saying.
then
It's
a
supposed to be a
different question.
universal measurement. We're trying to
That's a
come up
different
with a
question.
universal measurement.
I didn't say it was
if you
universal. I was saying that the
This is
sunrise.
just
and sunset.
conversation.
Time is real, though. Time.
No,
is
you could.
I am in
reality
space
we
right
have.
now.
Like, yeah, there's a very real
Again,
time. That's for sure.
You could derive a measurement of time.
every time,
based-
and so we based by that, every planet has a different time.
Yep.
So we can't even
I think we're gonna get on it.
I've
If
fried
there
my
are
mind.
planets,
Like I said, I've fried my mind in BHO, and I don't even believe in other planets. So I'm hypothetical with that.
I believe that there's other planets. I don't believe we're gonna ever exist on any of them. So that's
Yeah,
I don't know. I
same
mean,
here.
dude,
Yeah,
it's
same here.
like the whole Mars thing.
Man,
I don't know.
oh, I could
At
preach
the
all
very
about
best, you're
that.
gonna build,
I've
build a fucking airtight facility like space station thing. You're gonna have to
I've
live in.
I've enjoyed several comedians, through that morphic resonance field, through that synchronicity. Right now, have all like made jokes about Elon Musk, and like we're like, wait a second, he's got hundreds of billions of dollars, and he wants to go to Mars. Why doesn't he just solve the problems on Earth, and then we don't have to, you know, have the problem of ruining Earth and having to go to another planet? Just solve the problems that are here on Earth. We don't have to go nowhere, you know.
Yeah,
So,
not just
Money
gonna have to
can't
say,
solve the problems on Earth.
oh yeah, but we
It's
can't just
only
trash
talks.
Earth and then just leave and go to Mars and then trash that too. I mean,
You're not gonna
uh,
find that sweet spot the next star over. We're gonna send them a fucking digital message.
we already did.
Timestamp.
Sagan,
Thursday,
Sagan.
11 o'clock,
Yep.
2021.
We
You're
have
gonna be like,
multiple.
what the fuck is all this?
Okay,
You
so
know what
there's
I mean? 21, 11
it's gone
o'clock. What the
both
fuck?
ways. And on a Voyager 1, we sent out some like fucking goofy ass like idea of what we needed to communicate based on like people that were fried on, no offense, people that were fried on LSD and into the space program, and they got NASA to put some golden, Carl Sagan made some golden plaque that got put on Voyager. Voyager right now supposedly is outside of our solar system. It's past Pluto's um, orbit, out of what we call
Yes.
our official solar system. But on that, it's got some supposed like way where some other, galactic people, organisms out there could find it and figure our place where we are here in the Milky Way, supposedly. And then it even has like audio on it because it's a record, right? So it has like every greeting on Earth. It has like 260 languages of like hello and not like I love you and like all that kind of. Go look it up. Just look up golden. Just look up.
I know what you're talking about. I know
Yeah,
exactly what you're talking
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm on board. I'm on board, redpill.
All right, all right. These, I mean, I've gone full circle with all this. Like I said, I could have this conversation with
But again,
anyone.
I
that's only
watched them
basis
launch
on
that damn
they
thing.
can understand the ones and
Do,
zeros.
do I believe any of this at this point? No. Do I think people are using it to fool people into some new
Yep.
world order bullshit? Yeah. So, but like I said, I
It's
can
all
have
a
the
game.
conversation. I don't mean it to get, like polarized and all that.
Argumentative. But I agree with you. I can entertain the shit all night, all day and all night long, to be honest with you. It's not nothing that's near and dear to my heart, but I do love entertaining the subjects though. Be honest with you. I'm right there.
Did you guys hear that we got a plane that will fly 21,000 miles an hour?
I don't know what the year I started seeing this, but yeah, they've had a lot of failed attempts. I don't know if they've worked their way around it or if they're hyping it up, but they've been trying to achieve hypersonic flight for a while.
That's what our president said the other day.
But
He
China,
said we're going to have
also
commuter
does.
planes that'll get from one place of the world to the other in just a few hours.
China does also say that they have a 6G satellite, right? So I don't know if it's one of those things that we put out as false military propaganda, to prop up defense, make ourselves look more sophisticated. Like we got fucking hypersonic fucking jets and we got 6G satellites. No one can fuck with us, that kind of thing.
I got a better toy than you do.
Yeah. It's a lot of military stuff, that's a lot of, that's what supposedly space was getting it to. They sold it to the masses as like an achievement type thing, as a human achievement or a nationalized, we're America versus Russia. We're going to make it to space first, that kind of thing. Right. But really all that was about is figuring out that people were trying to plot against us, and the idea of space-based weapons. Right. So now we got to defend against that. All right. But doing all that, people are like, what the hell is that in the sky? And all these UFO things. And they can't put that, or they don't put two and two together, that the military is trying to weaponize space with the same time trying to keep it a secret. Right. And a lot of people see shit that they shouldn't see. And then that's my theory on where the UFOs come from. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, did I ever take that dab?
Not sure.
Still think you need a knee nail with their red pill.
I need a knee now.
You should mute when you do that though, because that is quite loud though.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I just did it to heat my dabber up because I don't want the shatter to do it. But I usually do always mute when I actually use it on here. I have etiquette. Don't worry, Smiley.
Yeah, man.
I'm still trying to remember to mic off when I start coughing my head off.
So to the time scale thing, I would say whether the sun sets or rises, you still age. So there's still, however we measure it, I guess.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You can derive.
Measurement was based off the sun rising and setting initially. But even so, whether it's 24-hour day or 24-hour night, you still age, right? Like you're still going through your.
Well,
again,
if we're gonna talk about me and
measurement.
Yeah, if we're gonna talk about humans,
trees aren't like, how old are you? I'm 30 years old. You know what I mean? It's just, age is just something another the human.
They still have a beginning and an end, and that's what I'm saying. It's like your unit of measurement is wherever you're at on that beginning.
So trees in temperate zones, they did, you have to cut one down to see, but they do have the rings, and they get that through the cold and the warm periods. They have two different textures to the woods. They have soft wood in the spring and summertime when their growth period is, and they have a hard non-growth period when the wintertime is. They're hardening off, trying to preserve them, the innards of the plant, right? And then people, like we're saying, let's not get technical. Let's not go off of a tick-tock pendulum swing, 12-hour clock, right? AM, PM. If you want to add it up to, you want to age people and you want some time between it, we're going to have to break it down with nutrients and genetics and see how long your telomeres. I don't know if that's some hokey pokey science bullshit, but if people are down to the point of figuring out, what keeps the integrity of these so-called telomeres, and then what diminishes them, if the same things that could cause cancer, the very same things that break down telomeres and progress aging, make aging happen faster. And then certain habits, maybe, I don't know, like I said, this is more hokey pokey bullshit, but the intermittent fasting, right? Or other routine things are supposed to keep telomeres intact. There's other things that go into cannabis. Thank you. Your endocannabinoid system. And that would be including if there's, for whatever reason, one person watching that doesn't partake in cannabis, you have endocannabinoid system and your body produces anandamide. And my theory behind a lot of people who they only need a little bit of weed, just a small amount of weed or anything, it's effective. Anything more than that induces feelings that they don't want. My feeling behind that is there's only two things you can surmise of that. Either they haven't built the tolerance to THC, or their body produces so high amounts of anandamide, their cannabinoid receptors are saturated already. You know, they're walking and breathing, going around with saturated cannabinoid system, like a lot of people probably watching right now, majority need it for medicinal. You know, our endocannabinoid system is shot. So we have some ailment that, you know, developed, and now we need the phytocannabinoids to try to aid that. Whereas a healthy person probably has a super intact endocannabinoid system, and those and that anandamide is flowing in their blood. They're walking around with like the natural dose of like a 300 milligram edible in their blood, right? So the second that if they did a dab, they're fucked up. You know, they're either gonna pass out or like hallucinate or throw up or something. They did an edible, they do the same. You know, that's why people have such bad experiences on the edibles if they're low experienced and all that. You know, they got too much cannabinoids in their system. A lot of that is that it's either not built up tolerance of THC, or they already have a good working endocannabinoid system and they get anandamide flowing in their veins. God bless them.
So, Mr. Smiley, I'm going to agree with you on the fact that time is real as a measurement that only measures the fucking humans. Period. I'm serious. I don't think any other animal, any other creature outside of our thinking brain really gives a fuck about our measurement.
Well,
I think it's just like a language. You know what I mean? It's
but there's
just
got to be more
something we've
to it,
created to
like
explain things.
migrations of birds and like triggering of the seasons and like bears hibernating. You know, I mean, those are all things that they're keeping a some sort of a clock or a time or a schedule with, right? Like,
Life rhythm, cycle. They
I mean,
mimic
it is
something.
still progressing. You know what I'm saying? You still are going to have your seasons. You're going to have, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's still a time to it. Whether we're measuring it or not, it's still a time to it.
Right. I agree. There's still a time to it, but I'm just saying time in general. That clock, that measurement we put on it, you know what I mean?
For us,
only exists to us. Yeah,
Right.
you know what I mean? There is definitely a rhythm, something,
I
you know,
agree with
progression to things, but as a measurement of, you know, scale.
Well, like
time only
biology
exists
lives
to us.
in, you know, minutes. You know what I mean? So their whole life is a minute in some cases, or 5 minutes, or whatever for a bacteria and stuff like that. So their time scale is way different too. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. There's different time scales for different things, but even so, there's still a start and a finish to it. So there has to be an in between, which is going to be time, right? Like,
Fucking Chris Mertz. Cheers, motherfucker. Nice to see you in chat. I just want to
Mertz.
say that.
Welcome back.
So
A
basically,
life of a fly is really short.
right.
So they get busy right away. I mean, all they're thinking about is fucking and making some more seeds. You know what I'm saying?
so you pointed out basically the obvious, you know, here, Smiley, and that's what I'm trying to say. You know, it's measurement on the organism. That microorganism, that life cycle that's only a few seconds, you know, time's completely different to them. As it's different to us. And as a being that, like, say, an alien that travels through outer space at like light speed, our fucking life cycle, our measurement of time is going to be, in my opinion, that microorganism. They're operating, they're communicating, they're thinking so fucking fast. In my opinion, that our scale of things will not match or keep up to the way the grander universal scale.
The universe supposedly has been here 14.7 billion years. The Earth supposedly been here 4.8 billion years. So that means there's a huge gap of people being, supposed other things being out there that are perhaps billions of years more advanced than we are. So imagine us, and we're like, what's the future going to be like 10, 20 years? There could be that, but they're 1 billion years a head start in front of us.
But
It gets trippy.
how did they come up with that time?
Like, I get where you guys are going because time totally changes when you're in space and all that kind of stuff, and the quantum, whatever you would call it, time travel type stuff. You know what I mean? And I think some of that comes from that. Wasn't that Einstein when there's the idea of that relativity of time, where he was looking at driving away from it. And yeah, so like, I don't know, that's where I think a lot of that comes from, is you're traveling distance and the speed compared, I don't know, but that shit gets trippy, man, and it's not really, it's all theory too, you know what I mean? It's not really, but I don't know, they use those theories too to fly all this shit through space, and they're doing it with pretty pinpoint accuracy, so they must be fairly accurate theories too. So you know what I
My question is how did they come up with the actual time of how old our solar system is?
It's based off these type theories.
I mean, how could they come up with a beginning point if they have no idea at all?
Some of the concept of it, Johnny, is the fact that we see a star, and then we can guess at how far that star is away. Right? They have ways of trying to guess that. And the idea that light traveled that distance, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, they kind of age them that way somewhat too, based off, like, some of the stars that we're seeing might already be dead actually in reality, but the light's still coming here, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're that fucking far away.
No, I totally understand that theory. I totally understand that theory, but I mean, every time they look at space, they're saying, well, wait a minute. It's expanding faster than we ever thought. So
They can't
how
figure
the
out
hell
why
could their
it's
calculation?
speeding up.
You're right.
Yeah.
If the expansion is
Which throws off
faster
the whole
than they
fucking
thought, it
time.
could be younger.
The
That's
actual,
what I'm saying. Yeah.
the latest theory is,
I mean, if it's expanding that fast, then something is younger than it really is.
Or something's pulling us towards it, and we're getting closer. So with
Exactly.
that being said, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I want to say this, though. Okay. I want to say this. I want to stop and say this, because this is why I love Buck Wormholes. This is what I fucking love Buck Wormholes, is that we can have this kind of conversation. You know what I mean? Have fun with it, and fucking just kind of like let it entertain each other's ideas there for a minute while we smoke on our joint to kind of come in with a little bit of fun opposition there. But that's what I loved about these wormholes. To me, you know, I love to listen to other people's perspective. Again, I never will say I know anything or everything. You know what I mean? If life has taught me anything, it's that I don't know shit. And the more that I love about these conversations that we're having right now, especially about time and space, is it makes you realize, in the grander scheme of things, you know, we're not shit. You know what I mean? We're not shit. We're not in space, not in knowledge. You know what I mean? We're all struggling to figure out this next step. But, you know, it takes conversations like this to open up doors. It really does. Right, wrong, or whatever. You know, it's sparking fun.
Nobody's
Carlos,
right or wrong.
so
We
let's light
don't
some
know.
fire.
That's the idea. We're just shooting around. We're just brainstorming, really. I mean, in all honesty, you know, even
Quantum
science,
conversations.
brainstorming. Nobody knows. Like, you know, especially like deep space shit, we really don't know. It's like we're seeing something and we're guessing at it, kind of thing. You know, it's like, I don't know. And that's the wonder and the awe of it, in my opinion, is like even in the microscopic level, Eagle, like smaller we look at things, the fucking smaller we see there is to look. You know, and that's why we're doing all these like atom colliders and different things. And it's like, yeah, man, they're the smaller we get, the smaller there is to get. You know, it's like, and the further out in space we get, the further out there is to get. That's all we see. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. It's kind of amazing, really. I don't know.
It's like that
It can't be random.
closing scene.
That's the point. It can't be random. You know.
It's like the closing scene in Men in Black where they show
Yep.
the world and then it gets smaller and then it
Like-
shows another world within a world, and the next thing you know, they're playing marbles with this shit.
You still got a lot to learn. Like,
Yeah, dude. I don't know. The idea that it's random just, I think, is far fetched to me.
I don't think it's
we
random
know-
enough.
There's so much we know that goes beyond the idea that this is random. It's like, that's a far-fetched idea at this point, I think.
Mhm.
I don't know. 'Cause there's a lot more to it than just being a random, like, I don't know. Evolution don't explain like where we come up with, you know, our psychology, our subconscious, our wondering, you know, our even wondering where we came from. Trees don't fucking wonder, you know what I'm saying? Like we were talking about time. Yeah, trees don't fucking wonder that either. A bear doesn't wonder that either. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We're the only creatures
That's,
that
I mean,
wonder
it's
that.
like, I'm
There's
gonna make a human dog plant analogy, but the same thing is if you rewind, I don't know how long it's been, if you go like 45 minutes back or whatever, you go back to where we're talking about the brain of the plant. Plants, they're smart enough to find jars of water, but like I said, they can't contemplate time. You know, there's a lot of stuff that my dog, he figures out. He's pretty smart. Like it's sometimes blows my mind, and I have to question, like, damn, I don't know what the hell is going on inside my dog's mind, but he's really tuned in to a lot of shit around him. And then the same thing is with us being able to only explain certain things. Yeah, you know, and why it's a theory, you know. Those are all the same things. There's only a certain capacity to it. Forget that.
Well, and we
brain-
don't really know what a bear contemplates either, or what a tree contemplates, or any of that. That's our assumption too, right? That they don't. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. That's,
I'll
I mean,
take
it's
that back too. We don't know. That's the whole thing. We just don't know.
right. It's an assumption that we don't,
Yeah.
know all that stuff.
But as far as we assume, you know, they just kind of do their thing. But I mean, if like we say an alien were to be looking down on us, they could assume we're just kind of
So,
going about our thing too, right?
What I would say is that's, I mean, how it's not random. Oh boy. I don't know. Never mind.
Well,
Not gonna
I
go on
can
that.
agree with Smiley in the aspect, like, yeah, if they're looking down on us,
I mean,
we're in their perspective, what's to
but we
distinguish
just
us from
keep-
the ant, the
saying
beaver?
we have
Yeah, like
different
you said,
words
we're just
for-
another active organism. They could
But
be
that's
looking
what I mean.
down at us
We
going,
keep
look at that
saying,
fucking crazy.
listen
what
to
is
the
that?
terms we use, and that's why I love the English language. And we keep saying looking down. We have different words to explain the same thing, but looking down. And then people always say, like, I don't believe in a bearded guy in the clouds looking down on us.
but
Right?
it's a bird's eye view, or that'd be like a God's eye view or whatever.
Sure.
Well, when we say looking down, we're talking from our perspective, looking down at another
But
animal.
so what I think about that is that I didn't want to use the word, but
As far as
design,
height,
someone had to do a lot of math behind a lot of shit that's going on. Like I said,
There's a lot.
I don't believe it's a random process of things. And we would need a 420 after party. If 420 show is going to be a 24/7, you need like a philosophical after party version of it to go into all the fucking detail of everything we need to talk about for that.
I like the philosophical after party. I really do like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Got a
think
nice
many
room, too.
brains will be working 421.
Oh no. No. I only say that because I'm not going to start off right now this is late, or whatever, this is X amount of time into this today's wormhole. So, this is later conversations to be had down the road.
I like it, man.
We'll get
I
to
love
it.
this stuff too. I mean, I don't want to come across like I'm, saying, oh, it's this, but 'cause it's true. It's all just kind of brainstorming, I guess, wondering. I don't know.
Mhm.
Everybody's got to come up with their own thing about it too. You know what I mean? So everybody has their own opportunity too.
Well, philosophically, I'm more happier with the way I see the world. You know, my whatever, my point of view on the world right now is, I'm the most content with, more than I've ever been. You know what I mean? So I don't want to call that a religion, but that's what it is. My point of view with, the world right now. I'm comfortable with that.
The term religion could mean a lot. I mean, even the idea of like science could be your religion. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
putting a lot of faith into that, it's obviously that too. So religiosity, I guess.
Or just not Scientology, but scientism. And that's what I meant about, like, I'm totally over, like, I I can very easily be conscious that I'm online on the internet right now, talking to just you guys and a whole bunch of people in the chat, right? So at that same time, my brain doesn't want to go into all the philosophies that I do have, right? So that's the thing. It's not really necessarily like religion. It's past that point. It's more like just philosophy.
Yeah. Is philosophy
So-
religion though? I don't know. I mean, what would be the separator? Not having a God
It's a
is
fine line.
Yeah, anything could be anything could be a
Buddhism
religion.
no, I'm just asking seriously though. Is Buddhism a philosophy then? Is that because there's actually is there a
Buddhism
God?
is definitely a philosophy.
So there's no
Most
God,
definitely a
right?
philosophy.
Right?
No, no God, no idol.
Yeah,
No,
Buddha's not
it's
a
all
God, right?
philosophy.
No,
Yeah.
he
So
was an enlightened
that must be the
being.
separator then. A religion would be a belief in a God, and a philosophy would be.
Oh yeah. To me, I didn't want to take it into that direction, but it's not like.
No, I'm just curious. I don't know. I'm not trying to.
So this is
Mhm.
a
I
good
legitimately was
opportunity
curious. I didn't understand if there was a distinction
to throw out the 5-minute warning.
there.
'Cause I do have to cut it short tonight because I gotta get up in the morning and fucking do some demolition.
Nice.
Doing
That's my favorite
doing
part of
tile,
construction.
laying tile this week. So I gotta pull out surrounding around the tubs, do a little floor repair, get everything ready for me to lay some tile this week.
Nice.
I've always enjoyed the demo part before the work starts.
Yeah, I do too. I'm a fucking.
I've chased
Oh,
people out of their houses before. I was doing a remodel on this lady's
I can
kitchen,
teach
laying
demolition
laying
class.
floor and everything. She had tile everywhere. I said, I'm gonna have to jackhammer this stuff out. I said, because it's pretty tough stuff. I said, so you might want to leave the house for the first part of this demolition. And she goes, oh no, I can handle this. She goes off in her bedroom. She's in there for no more than 15, 20 minutes. She comes out and she says, I can't take it anymore. And she ran out of the house. Demolition is noisy.
It's an art. It's an art.
Yes, it is.
And I've had guys sit behind me and fucking just watch and go, man, he is a fucking artist. Look at him go. Look
What an
at
animal.
him go. And that's honestly the way I prefer it. If I'm doing demolition, I don't even want to fucking. I want 4 people behind me just picking up shit as I fucking throw 2x4s, drywall, whatever over my shoulder as I just fucking walk through. shit with a fucking sledgehammer. It's a beautiful fucking thing. It is a
The
beautiful
Tasmanian eagle.
between this fucking sledgehammer I've had, the fucking 10-pound sledgehammer, and a fucking this crowbar I've got that's a fucking 3 foot. It's got a nice little hook on it. Oh, between them two, me and them fuckers can take down anything. Anything. That's for real. I love it. So we got 17 after 3 minutes, guys.
There you go. I'm gonna load up here. I gotta prep my bowl.
Kicking us out.
So
Yes, he is. He's got work
Well,
to
you guys can roll with it. Fuck, I just makes whoever the host and check out. I guess I ain't kicking anybody out.
I was gonna conclude my whole thing with so that's when I said I was like comfortable with like what I believe. I think a lot of people, I don't know what this is complete. Maybe I'm lucky because of the age I'm at, and there's people that are still on this process and they're at an older age than I am. But I would just call it the being over that coming to age or identity, time frame, right? I've had all my different what I would call practices with philosophy. I've gone over everything. I've gotten to what my body feels right. And now I'm just on like the path of trying to, the way I want to envision things, trying to make it as realistic as possible. Right. So now I'm past the mental stage.
and grow the best herb.
That's part of it. That's literally a lot of it. Then you can go more back into the philosophy and be like, literally, what does being thankful mean? Like, is being thankful just being like, ooh, just one short brief of happiness, or is there a little bit of, like I said, a little bit of more intimacy?
1.5 minutes.
Gratitude, man.
Yeah, that's definitely. I'm like I said, I've said a lot. I'm 30 years old right now, and I literally feel like time moves by really fucking slow, but in reality, it moves really fast.
Oh, don't worry, Red Pill. As soon as you hit 30, boy, it hits the pedal, dude. Soak up them slow days, boy.
I'm grateful for that, though. I'm grateful for the faster pace, the acceleration. I'm grateful for that days are shorter by 0.04 of a second, because to me that means I'm going to get to, and I liked a lot of the two past guests you had. I really liked Captain 420 and Faux 420. Both.
Cat 420.
Anyone in their 50ish range that got intimate with cannabis in their teenage years, that's the same thing with me. I'm 30 years old, but that process is still in the making. I want to get to the point where I've finally been stable. Like, I always said I'm envious of you, Eagle, with your setup right now, having being able to do this show right there, right behind, in front of your garden, and that, like, I'm just waiting to that period in my life. So that's I'm just thankful that I'm alive, basically. But I'll torch
All right. 420. Let's load up and hit. You got the song, or do you got the music for us? Is Tao in the background?
Yeah.
Want the Tao song? Do you want the Tao song?
Tao.
Oh, wait.
I like
Oh yeah, Tao!
Is he in chat?
Tao.
It's fucking funny.
That's a crack up, man.
Actually, my connection with the Spanish music, by the way, I think I've spoke of this, is at one point in commercials. My connection with the Spanish music there is, at one point I cooked Mexican food for a long time, and actually helped start a few Mexican restaurants. So I would listen to that stuff fucking day and night. And I grew to love it. I just fucking grew to love it.
Now without. We're having fun at Tao's expense
I
here.
just can't believe there's a fucking song like this.
I know, it's crazy.
So unbelievable.
Good. Like, it's good. It's good. It is. Man. You just don't know how many days my poor girls have been locked in that big truck, fucking with its windows up, just rocking. Yeah, I'm telling you, my girls would honestly tell you stories and just fucking road trips where I'm just rocking this. And this is honestly before like cell phones and headphones. They were just.
They had to sit through it.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I wish you could see Leslie's face when it comes on anymore. She wouldn't be laughing. She'd be all like, she would not think this is funny at all. This would be a flashback for her. God. I was hoping it would grow on him, but it is yeah.
Not the most creative.
Too much.
I mean, lyrically wise, it's not the most creative, but
Yeah, it's not very creative. Yes, I agree. It just kind of repeats, but it is hysterical.
But what are the odds lyrically?
I know the Tao song, you know.
yeah, what are the odds? I don't know.
Shout out to you.
Now, if you sang it in English, you could almost say the American one. One.
See, again, that's one of those things where, like, if you change it, you know what I mean? Just change the language. It's completely different. You know what I mean? It's almost as completely night and day as Midnight Roots when he changed the instruments with the plant. You know, how one would be like, techno and kind of cool. And then, like, some of them were like, I couldn't listen to that shit all day. You know, it's.
Yeah, I'm in the not gonna
All right,
that
guys.
shit all day. All right, man, I'll let you go. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
out.
I was just going to do the same thing. I was going to jump because I know you got business to do.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Good, Johnny. Good to see you, Red Pill. Here you go.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Thank you guys,
Starting to
man.
lose stuff here.
Been a good episode. I've seen, I don't know how many, thank goodness for replays in chat tonight. So, you know, I got to thank all you guys for some just amazing conversations. It's been fun.
It's been a blast tonight, Eagle. Always. Peace and love. Red Pill. Always fun. Great interjections. Enticing. We'll talk to you guys later, man.
Peace out, John.
Everybody in chat, I'll see you in a minute.
It's Red Pill. We
Did
are
I miss?
outie.
I missed Smiley entry. Gate.
They left you all last. Everybody bailed while you were gone.
All right. Well, I appreciate another night at the wormhole, Eagle. Thank you very much.
So it's my
Yeah,
fun.
I don't have a closure. I talked enough during tonight's wormhole, so thank you just for letting me be here, and shout outs to everyone in the chat.
Thank you, man. See you tomorrow.
Yep. Peace out.
See you tomorrow, my friend. Where? Hemp with Gigi will be on 11 o'clock, 11:30 tonight. Hemp with Gigi. Another YouTuber will be on the show telling us their cannabis story. about their channel, their grow, all that good stuff. Excuse me, Forrest. Door shut there. Bam. Get me some fucking tunes going for these shout outs. Let's see what YouTube. What I think YouTube probably hear this. I think I need to start doing the shout outs off Spotify. So Chris Mertz, I do. Oh, let's see you in the chat. That's nice that you showed back up, my friend. I don't know if you've been watching the show or not. But what I'm getting at here, my friend, find the rest of my fucking shout outs list, is I never took you off the shout outs list. Shouted you out since day one, motherfucker. Cheers is what I'm trying to say. All right. This list is getting long. I love it. All right. Put it some kind of, it's getting faster because I'm actually trying to keep it in some type of order. Either. All right. What we got for music? What's up? Oh, it's and I know you're gonna say something about this Coke, Major General 420 Army. Cheers to you. Thank you for looking out. The only reason why I'm drinking, I forget what the camera's right there. This nasty stuff is flat out my body needed some sugar. I know it's poison, but I needed some sugar tonight. And it was the only, sadly, available source. So what do we got? What we got here? Where in the hell is my music? There we go. Doesn't help with that now. Fanny Brothers, cheers to you. All right, here we go, guys. Cheers to you. Sub Cool, D's House Dang, Mama Lost 710, Scarecrow 420, Green Thumb, Bum, Christina MG 89, Unplugged 705, Medical McCullough, Rick T, The Rebel, The 9207, Baby and Selena, Dave's Not Here, Tom Spook, Break Walker, Mendo Dope, T Dog, Dung Beetle, Red Eye Jedi, Grows, Mother Nature, Justin Conway, Duckweed, One Boy 7426, Justin Goodearth, Strongman, Okie Grower 75, Corey Trevor, Michael Wallace, Mole Vision 420, Cujo, Cat Daddy, Taco Don Slug, In the Bushes 827, James Soon, Kevin Hahn, World's Last Hope, Pat's Fan 420, Biomentor, Dirt Road Dude, Kanashiva, Jose Ramirez, Red Eye Rustler, Tab Goblin, Dr. Buzz, your S-Stone, 710 Canuck, Ken Queen's next, Stabby Tanaze, Fumador, Dirtman Dan, Keith of Black Sales, Mr. Bosilla, Zen Premium Gardens, Rasta Bob, Rasta Jeff, that is Leo, Bruce Small, Soul Root Small, to Tyler, Frosty Buds, North Michigan, Michael, Ouija Buds, North Dub G Roy, Big Dark Rose, Monarch Genetics, SoCal Weedner, John, Last PPJ 15, Green County Growers, CJ Apple, Perfectly Imperfect, Dollar Tree Grow, T1 Production, Date Grower, DOA Grow Meds, Miss Nudie Grows, I Grew Some, Johnny Candace, Nutrient Shootouts, Naughty Nicky, Zoe and Slammer, NNY, Pixel Monkey, St. Bernard's Observation Booth, Clover 420, Iowa Spy, Aldridge 25, Madam T, Stu Lumo Grower, The Candy Crate, Loki Grows, Success, This Guy, Burton 79, Polish Hammer, Midwest Outlaws 31, Voodoo Ultras, Fresno Nerds, Cali Connection, Wolverine Grown, Big Jar Grows, Jimmy One for Life, Laid Way Back Farmer, D Block MMP, Nations Creations, Amber Lalana, Psychedelic Warlike, Artist LD, Sir Sicky, Rob, Big Day 420, Brett Wendell, Big Ed 1961, Manawana G3, The Green Click, J and K Triple G, Mr. Springfoot, Brittany and Tyler TC, Hope Farms, Lucy G, John, Be Too Crazy for You, BG, WG 420, Dr. Budswell, Purple Thumb OG, Arthro, sends me Arthro, just face 420, Beast Coast Score 420, Sir Howell, Trey Balone, keep it real, Haggard 420, Sub Zeppelin, Auto Everywhere, BT, Double E, Rose, Bingus, where you at, Bingus? Green Puffer Man, Alex Boykachev, Chef Life, School of Crop, Cause I Love It, Green Mountain Grower, Southwest, Okie Real, 100, 212, Mandy Man, Miranda Family Farms, Page Farms, Neon Flower, Ryan Henderson, Green 13, New, Said About Lanes, Kingdom Aquaponics, Indra, Michigan Native, Mary Jane's Med Garden, Streamer 77, Double D, Bad Bunny Nutrients, Mr. Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs from 619 to 664, Spaniard Kruger, Jones, Grow, Pop G Grows, Raz Amy, Drove Grows, Cass, the Grow from Your Heart Podcast, Lily Luna, the Green Med Flock, Jeremy Ryan Moran, and Sony Creek, Lost Art, Mr. No One, LG 420, Giant Mike, Prometheus Soil, Jason Iso, P. Win, David Colby, Mason 662, Scroggy makes Scroggets in the fourth, The Goddess Grows, Kaylee, Chad and Brad, Family Farms, Polly P. Vior, Kevin Jodry, Mike Honcho, Jay Huggins, UDA, Green Tree, Hunter, Kush Cloud, Joshua Steensland, Home, Organic Home Buds, Warren Nelson, Cam Wood, Maine Mystic, Show Love Always, Kelly Stone, Texas, OG, Chuck Norris, Arch S, Claire Fresno, Happy Guy, Dan the Indoor Man, Gromy Homies, Hamilton, Rose, Click Smoke, Canna Stand, Keystone, Canna Flag, PA, Big High 710, Eugene Greenleaf, Ace Drew, Hustle, Fred, Darn Carlos, North Arizona Beer, Grove 420, No Sellout, Jesse White, Gastain Yeti, Introvert Genetics, Soso J, Vixen, Robin, Killer 8 Mo, James Buttercream, G-Dub from NorCal, Pharmacy Seed Bag, Deadhead, Smokey 616 was in the house tonight. We need to do an episode, brother, if you're still listening. Curtis Mayhead, Matt Myron, Morte, Rick Heyman, Stephanie Dore, Antenna Seeds, Babcarius, KK, Mike Grubels, the Drew Bear 420, Maxi 751, Lawrence Gonzalez, Slow to Get Up, Stu Moo, damn YouTube commercials, Popco 719, Bake with Shake, baby. Where is my mouth? There it is. Old Smoke, PWC and Grow Buds, Lord Wash, Mr. Weed Blunt, Old School Grower, Chad Westport, Honcho Grown, Flora Nugs, My Little Piece of Heaven, Punch It Sound Seeds, Goliath Grower, Richard Tree, Chrissy Wannabe, Mr. Soul, Food Spectrum, Gone God, Laurie Hanson, Real 2,000 Years of Tradition, Mr. D. Conley, Pimp Jam, McBody Face, Show Me Sasquatch, Fuck Google, and you. I'm going well. Canadian Resort, Porter Flower, Carl Wright, Zephyr, Hummel Farms, Tannery Farms, Seldom Seen, Oak Park Gardens, Hell 9782, Skunky Packs, Martial Arts 2012, Micro Slave Hefner, Danny McDizzle, Medically Fit, KGB, Robert, Mr. Green Fingers, Motherfucker Thomas, Rancho Concha, Plenty, Monkey Balls, Andrew Chaplin, Bobby Lynn Meads, Trent Digger, Mr. Mac, Tonya Like Blown, and Wood Bill S. Weed Peace. Tater Delicious, Minty Country Roots, here on Fire Genetics, Earth Creeper, Big Ray 420, Teeny 101, Buds and Hazard, Miss Club 14, Bearded B-Man Farm 616, Nalom, North Max Screwman, Ruby, Timothy McKimmons, Neo, Justin Bean, Synchronic 88, Real, Jennifer Steele, Kimba 03, Turk Farmer, Shannon Stevens, Carlitos, Latino Skater Country, Mr. Speed, Will Steen, Firesaw, Wally Walkie, The Goddess Grows, Rasta Bob, White Feather Grows, Burning Shrooms, Tone Grows, Dank, K-Man Grows, BX Gunner 81, Smith Dude, New Grows, Sean McCann, Jay Monks, Dank Agenda, Walla Walla Can Grow, Fall Dog, Huron Cannabis Council, Alyssa Parrish Rock Band, Justin Smith, 420 Fresh Grow, Thriving Herbs, Hi Boy, Your Mailman Grows, We Be Growing, Australian Grown, For Love of the Plant, Argo, American, Smart Poker, Unfrozen Caveman, Hawaii's Highest Surf Craft, Michael Green, Jeff Lowenfels, Mobius Grows, Dank, Brownies, Dan D, Elliot Harkins, Mystic Flavor, The Forging Gardener, Overwater, Overkill, Seattle Steve, Shadow Warrior, Valley Green 514, Amelia Jensen, Oz Indica, Dr. MJ Coker, Brandon Russ, Matthew Gates, D Spags, Drone Star, Shotgun Willie, Dank Yoda, Jay Simmons, Sure Bro Grows, Collecting the Scoop, DJ Conley, Aaron the Grower, late 1978, Michigan Grown Buds, Your Boy Roy Boy, Delta 9, Jamie Daniels, Collecting this 420, Stinky Colas, Dylan Steinfort, PFC Farms, Husky Garden, Sun Grown 707, J.A. Dro, J420, Cascadian Growth, Seed Toes, McGee, Four Plants A, Weedworks, Captain Straw, Skunky Buns, Hans Warrior, Jackie Young, Terry Lee Live, McGaster Tempe, NENT Urge, Green, Junior Leon from All Purpose Plus, Green Goose, 11 Smiles, 11, Big Dude Buds, Michael Rosson, Grows, with 311 Mix Up, Kinder Grows, 311 Evergreen, Kinder Grows, if I haven't said that one, G's Friends, Tree, MMJ, Mad Ass Saint Vault, Dragonfly Beam, Justin Med, Travis Walls, Lucky Mike, Seattle Chronic Seeds, King Chronic Titan, from Blesco Seeds, Shango Gas, Harassment Boy, John Smith, Tommy Trico, Smoke King, Raz, Pop Little, Slow Roll, Smoky Pods, Oscar Green Jr., Matt Steelberg, Ender 11, Stephanie V, Shark, Bully 989, Bob Braun, Sovereign Garden, Stoner Nation 420, Joe Wide Buttons 1313, Grower Painted Lady, Freight Boo, Jay Myers, to Mid, to Chat, Mr. Manny D, Bag C, Dr. DGC, Jeff, Starter 911, Dutch Growth 420, Scallywag 420, Skill Bull 1, Med Grower 1, Empire Breed Go, Fergoli, Lost Leaf, Liam Mast, Danny Danko, B Bear 7, Ollie Noble, CK, Tom Trinidad, Lonely Juster, Smoking with Small Town, Tim S, Mr. Lazy, Raptor Grove, Rob, Automation is Freedom, Robert Hazelton, Jordan, Michigan Corey, Double Tap Farms, Mr. Greenthumb 420, 808 Ruby Prospects, Canna Bus Driver, Hayden Life, Kenny 710, Operation Growth, C Ben, Rude Nut 619, Hammer, Emails, Thank You Both, Dr. Scrambles, VB Moonrocks, GHF, Double J, Bio Green, Self Grower, 56, Hanky Sink 420, OG, KP, Ganja Man, Your Mama, Georgia Joe Ross, or Roy Rodriguez, Big Growing, Nature Quest, No, Killer Beat Grows, Ganja Wizard, Husky Guards, Nut Tree 420, Dr. Ooh, Sword for Life, Bully for Life 420, Dr. or the Frank, and one more time, the Jeff Roll 420, Beavis 698, Dr. Franklin Booty, goddamn, I'm made for test. The Riff and Fat Boy, Jack Greenstock, 420, 420, Boom Farms, Charles Farm, 420, Aldridge, 25, Smiley's Garden, JD Smith, T Snug, Smoke Grove, Fraser Grove, Posse, Twisted Roots, Faded Farm, 420, Jeff Borowski, Genetic Memory Farms, Revolve 420, Cameron, Mr. Bagsy, Joe Carter, Mystic Marks, Mystic Grower, Ginger Snap, DTE, Rose, Rick Wolf, PLP 2372, Ned Denver, Mike Denver, Sergeant Pepper 420, Cannon Trooper, Blind Cat 420, Light Up Again 10, UKSIF 420, Buddha Boy, Devin Shipwreck, Medical MJ, Buttsville, USA, Resurrection Prophet, Chris Martinez, Dankman Dan, Dankman 420, Red Set Farms, Good Luck, Joni Bell, Cheats and Feet, Most Hated Grower, the Major John 420 Army, the American one, W Digger 714, Shirates, Kineos, Genetics, Mountain Skies, Ready, Hit That By Chris Mertz, Ian, Save Robbie, Sergeant Live, Hefe, Cam, Figure Lakes Finance, Ridge Patch, Doja Mood, Southern BT Grower, Choose Medical, Jerry Bear, +1. Secret City Pioneers, My Little Tent, 2042 Spacewalker, Christian, Tree Mum, T. Barrington, Art Soul Homegrown, Mike B, T. Dwayne, East Coast Will, Heidi Day, Galactic Gardens, John Smith, Liptis, My Natural Farms, Pacific Northwest, Ross Kai Ball, Lemon Oko Trent, Rita's Juicy Life, 420 Grant Manual, Mirror Balance, Tammy Sizzle, 81. Sorry I didn't miss your birthday, brother. 9 Inch Colas, Chris Most, DK Trades, Vision Creator, Guru, Duh, Kind Brew, Cannon Nation, Jay Wires, Wild Bobby, Sean Bibbs, Rescue Ready, Roadside LLC, Notorious Snug, Mega Seeds, Father and Son, Trimming Tutorials, WT Dank, Jose Martins, Perez, Dog of the Heart, 420, Buck, Chico Man, GR 420, Community Videos, Detroit River Rat, Louis Garcia, Michael P, AJ Everyday, Audit Everywhere, Cheddar Bob 13, where are you, Main 420, Medgrower, Cookies Coop, Jay Hendricks, In for the Grill, Backwoods, All Good, Sally Mansell, Adam Skankin, Chanel Simpson, One Smoke Away, Ganja Roach, Kazoo, Aaron Burnin, Shrooms, Mr. Lincoln Stinkin, Angel Studios, MG, the 420 Grove 10, Paul D. Elliott, John Fleming, Dankovich, Chemo F. Sky. I'm looking forward to your fucking show, my friend. Fibro Flower, Polly P. Seldom Seen, Elevated, Lenny, Organic, Sunman, Chiba Sunny, Jeff Pollock, Ricardo Sosa, Dan J. Earth Friendly Farming, Candy Forest Farmer, Fuck All That B, The Misfit Grower, Jason Line 512, Snake Eyes, Northern 446, Jason Greystone, Stony Baker, MD, Stony Creek, Russ Sonic, Friends Dwellers, Tarzan, Superman, Old Man, Hermit Hesh, Freebird, Mogrower, Matty Gar, Simple Man, Survival Time, Tim Blake, Off Coast Chronic, Stink Fag, Caballero, Harley Grower, Jen God, Jason Line 512, Steve Kylan, Todd Kendricks, Property Maintenance, Sharpie, The Island Hayes, Scuba Steve Speaks, JR Reed, Randy K, Steve Collins, TCDR, cheers, my brother, Claire Killian, Wardrobe Farming, Randy Grande, Pip 1000, Ace Boot 3223, Wake Up Captain Freedom Bee, Puffer Smiles, 15 Digits, Gibson Gaja, Luke Fred G, Super Bob, 808 Weekend at Bernie's K-Bag, Justin Station, Strong Style, Organic Zippy, iMedic 31, Honesty, K-Hal, All Flower, Brent Boog, Todd Kendricks Network, KNT, Chris D, Truth Serum, Photon Foe, Natty Dread, Barbara Matthews, Ancient Soul, Grown, Kevin Jiu-Jitsu, Canna Health and Happiness, Berserk 215, Collab, Low Cut, Albert Friendly, Mo, Manic Meds, Raz Banshee, Huge Anus, Helen, James T, Atomic Spoon, Miss Jill, Big Daddy LT Gardens, Big High 420, Mother Tree Main, Red Pill, Yo Boy, Roy Boy, Ecstatic Shannon, Gibbons, Ruhan, Rick W, Comfortably Numb, One Smoke Away, the 840 Show, Richard Lamb, Red Pill 710, Cannabis Pursuit, K-Rolling, Worthy Buzz, Logan Man 81, Oil and Flower Podcast, Buddha Boy, what's up, man? Dr. Effect, Warren Dixon, Pink Lady Luck, El Mondo 420, surrounded by Key Ferrari Farms, Fringe, Dweller, Single Farms, Happiness Without Guilt, Richard Forbes, Daniel, David Pimenta, sorry, David, B4 P-Funk, Nicka T, John Reese, Without Bob, Prince Patty, Daniel Bergman, Green Pufferman, B, Dungley, oh no, I'm fucking that up, sorry, brother, James T, you're not even gonna give me a skip on this. What about Bob, Prince Patty, Daniel Bergman, Green Pufferman? I've already got all these. Cyrus Groves, James Chung, John Wayne, Carolina Roots, Sister, Golden Hair, Deanna L, Dank Reno, K&F Garden. Sorry about that, K&F Garden. Blank 1030, choose one. Only beat. Farmer James, Crypto Dope, Richard Lamb again, HIP Grower, Matt Javine, Dan Marino, Chronic Wonder, Sunrise Grow, Top Floor Genetics, Mole Vision 420, K2 Cannabis, Jess Fisher, My Dog Nelia, Rooster, Alex Hardy, Hardy Gear. Sorry, Alex. Betty Grower. And by the way, I'll be showing off that board 13 here soon. She snapped back nicely, by the way. Alex, if you listen. Matty Cropper, Daniel Grows Forward, Mitten Grown Med, Sunrise Grow. Of course, my baby girls, you know who you are. No Limit 916, Grumpy Toad, Alchemist, and Kenna Minx, Soil Grown Addiction, Ross, Joe, Alex, D, Dirty Ore, Catfish, High Power, Thunder Dan, Propagation Station, John McDaniels, Lisa Marie, Sarge Grows 818, Blaze Daily, Pride Piper, Perpetual, Eagle Proud Warrior, still think that's a setup. Sarah Smiles for you, Frank Asada, sorry Frank. The Dank Duchess, man, I'm screwed up a lot. Kinos, Kelly Maxwell, Captain 420, Stink Fat. What about Bob Iljuster 420? Pop Shrews, John Gorski, Dugan Gangsta, THC4, PTSD, T-Barrier, Honto, Grown, Swamp Cat, Papalo, Canna Blanco, Best of Because, Joe D, Mr. Manny D, Canafari, Bo 20 AV Normal, Franklin Guerrero, Fair Feet Brent, Jay Brent, 74, CK Brown Guy 420, Pachyderm 420, Burning Tree Main, EA Gray Sun Grow 207, Hydro Daily, Hemp with Gigi will be on tonight 11:30. Be able to check that out, please. Supreme Great. Stoney, Rockefeller, Caveman, Cannibals, Brew, City Synthetics, Hawaii Sustainable, Midnight Roots, Dead Cynic, Knuckles, Michael P, Polly, Be Quick, Be Nimble, Bud Kilowatts, Mitchell, D4889, Dashboard, Disbanded Brothers. Sorry about that. I don't know why I fucked that up 3 times. Vasilia Matt. New names to the list. And of course, last but not least, my good friend, Weedus 207. I haven't seen you tonight, Weedus. Are you a chat, Weedus? Cheers, my friend. You guys know the deal, please. Hopefully, by now. If this is the end of your journey for the day, please get some rest. If this is the beginning of your day, your journey, please do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. Kill, it's nice to see you. I'm glad to know that too, brother. I'm glad to know that too. This is the beginning of your day. Please do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. know it to be true. Slowly we can change the world. Love you guys. You have a great day. I'll see you tonight, 11:30. Hemp with GD. GG. Hemp with GG. I know it's something. Hemp with GG. 11:30.